This is Snake. Can you hear me? Good. The mission is simple. Put your geek pants on and infiltrate Foxhound. If you need backup, contact Ken and Chris on their codec frequency. Ready? Snake out.
Absolutely rare, actually.
Absolutely rare.
Speaking of rare,
Look at that!
looks like we've got a Geek Pet show! Yay!
Woo! Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim and Pacific Rim Uprising.
Yeah, I mean, there's stuff to talk about, but I am so stoked about this.
Oh yeah, so am I.
I love
so
Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim is still to this day,
Pacific Rim ho.
amazing.
Yeah.
Still to this day.
Oh yeah. So good.
And it was one of those, like, when I was watching it too, I was like, because it had been probably about maybe 6 or 7 years since I've seen it.
Yeah.
Last, right? And I forgot how, like, long it was, in the sense that, like, I was watching it, I was like, isn't there more? And then I was like, oh yeah, there is more. There is more. And then there is more.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course I spent the rest of the movie going like, yeah, it's too bad Neon Genesis Evangelion is some heavy fucking shit to put into a movie, because the special effects here, like, we could totally fucking do it.
Oh, easily.
But that's dense.
Yeah.
And general audiences will be like, I don't get it.
It'd probably be one of those movies that's a big hit overseas. Not so much
it depends on how they do it, because part of the appeal is how, like, fucking bonkers. Have you seen Neon Genesis?
I've seen some of it, like, years ago.
Okay.
Years ago.
Okay, so yeah, so like, it's, like, it's bonkers. It doesn't get any less bonkers.
Yeah, I wanted to watch the newer movies, so I was like, I should watch the show first.
Yeah, so I watched the entire show.
Yeah.
And then I just, like, Googled the order. Like, yeah, literally, not yesterday, but the day before, when I watched Pacific Rim, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right, there's a watching order, so I gotta Google that, so that'll be my next project to work on. But yeah, so, you know.
I don't know. I'm a sucker for giant monsters, so giant monsters against giant robots.
Oh, and the other part I was saying to myself was Voltron. I was like, Voltron.
Oh, Voltron,
totally
yep.
100% do Voltron. There's not, like, mind-bending lore.
I think they are doing Voltron now.
Whether or not it actually gets done.
That's Hasbro too, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. Oh. But yeah,
I would love to see that, because, like, I mean, obviously, I was a huge fan of the Netflix Voltron series. But I was always a sucker for Voltron. I remember one of the Stan. Yeah, no, I don't. I'm not.
I'm a Voltron stan.
No. But, like, even as a kid, like, I remember I had a couple of the Voltron toys, watched a couple of the Voltron cartoons, and I was like, oh, this is actually pretty fucking sweet. And I think that's probably why I gravitated towards Mighty Morphin Power Rangers so quickly.
Right.
Aside from the fact that it's like Ninja Turtles,
yeah,
but a little bit different, and then you get Giant Mechs. But I remember thinking to myself, like, oh, right, that's like Voltron. And then, of course, not that I needed it to be sold, because I was already in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that was sick.
You know? Fuck, man. That was awesome. Although I haven't seen the Netflix.
I haven't seen that one yet, where they bring back all the.
Yeah, but I saw it's only like 50 minutes, and I was like, you know what? I'm good.
Is that all it is? I thought it was a full-length film.
It's like 45 to 50 minutes or something like that.
That's just a TV special.
And I was like, you know what? Nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. And also, to be fair, while I was a fan of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, I wasn't, like, consuming everything.
Yeah.
Like, I watched the movies and the TV show.
First TV show.
And I played, like, the video game for the second movie. I think it was Turbo, the Power Rangers movie. Yeah, and then but then that was it. Like, I didn't have any of the toys. Not like I was rolling in cash anyway, but, like, I didn't have any of the toys, and I wasn't deep diving into the lore like crazy. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, because, like, every fucking, like, well, the first one had, like, I think 5 seasons. And then after that, it was just like they would do 1 season, maybe 2 seasons.
We were older when it started up too.
Yeah, Exactly.
Like my brother ate that stuff up, but we were on that
we were on the
that
just getting
into high school,
getting to the
stuff.
point where we're like, we gotta not watch this stuff because we gotta worry about like adult shit, even though we're 14.
I would get home and be like, oh, this show, oh, Pink Ranger.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I love how like they made such a big stink about her not showing up, and she's like, "It's not a big deal. I'm older now, and I'm not in the shape.
Feel like wearing spandex and jumping around."
And I was like, "Yeah, I don't."
That
blame
makes sense.
I don't blame you at all. And also, they just use a stunt double anyway.
Yeah.
But regardless,
whatever.
So she got canceled.
Her life's ruined.
Yeah.
You see Ron the Space Knight's coming back?
No, but I was thinking we were talking about that the other day, and I was like, that's one of those ones that they could definitely do.
We were talking about Ron just a few episodes ago.
That's literally what I'm saying and referencing. And now
that's why, like, it was funny when I was reading. I think it was just yesterday that Marvel's bringing back Ron the Space Knight to sign a deal with Hasbro, and I was like, "Fuck!" We were just talking about that.
It'll be interesting to see how they do it. Like, I think that's one of those ones where they could do a live action that skews more adult.
Yep.
Animated that skews for kids, but of course flip it, right? So the one that skews for adults, you got stuff for kids.
Yep.
And then flip it so it skews more for kids, but it has stuff for adults. And then of course toy line based off of obviously the cartoon, but you could do some of the showcase style. Like, fucking, well, like that Wolverine you got there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you could do stuff like that
sick.
for Ron.
That'd be sick.
Because like I did a bit of a deep dive into that, but Ron was just one of those ones. Plus, like, fuck, he looks super cool.
He looks awesome.
Like weirdly alien, but also super cool. You know?
Like I was reading some about it because I remember Ron from my kid, but I don't really remember reading Ron.
I never read the comic books.
But like he goes after Galactus and all this kind of shit. I was like, fuck, he dug in all that. He fought the Avengers and
exactly
teamed up with the Avengers and
like partied with the fucking Guardians.
yeah. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll check this out.
The Brood was also big bad guys for him as well.
Oh, I can see that.
I think the Brunei. But they also had ties to Guardians and Marvel's space.
Okay, yes.
Cosmic universe. But
and this would be the original Guardians, right?
Yeah.
This is
this is
70s and the 80s type deal.
That's right.
Yeah, so not any of the people we know.
Yeah, the Guardians that the team of Ravagers that Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
His group. That's the actual Guardians that were in the original comics. Which I never read, but I knew of them because of comic cards.
Yeah. Comic cards is how I knew everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I can't tell you like what their first appearance was, but I could tell you their height and their weight. I could tell you their strength and their agility.
Those I forgot. Those I forgot more. It depends. Like obviously, there's the one like Spider-Man was always like strength 4.
Yeah.
But his agility was like a 6 out of 7.
Right up there.
Nightcrawler was a 7.
Yeah,
that's right. I remember Nightcrawler was a 7. Daredevil was strength and speed was 2.
Yeah, lower strength and speed.
His flexibility was a 4 because he's also human, but he's like Olympia level athlete.
Yeah.
Captain America was 4. He had a strength of 4. And
speed
was 4 because of the super soldier serum.
I think it was just Surfer, Thor, and Hulk that were like jacked up with like 7s and stuff.
Well, yeah. Well, because Thor was Hulk had strength was 7, his durability was 7, and his stamina was 7.
Right.
And if it was Smart Hulk, his intelligence was 7, so he was stacked.
Yeah.
They downplayed his speed, which didn't make any sense because he was also like, if you think about it, he would be really fast.
Yeah.
Thor, same thing, but he's a god.
He's a god. And Surfer, well,
again, like he had the power cosmic, so you know. Firestarter was another one. But he wasn't maxed out. He had like strength 6. But he had durability, I think, was 7. Most of the cosmic guys were high up there for durability.
Higher up there for cosmic for sure.
But fuck, that's funny.
I miss those old cards.
So do I.
Yeah.
Like,
I sold them all for pennies. Should have kept them until COVID happened. I would have been a millionaire.
Yeah, no kidding.
They were selling for like $100 a card during COVID because people were looking. Wow, what should we do? What should we collect from home? Cards.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, whatever.
I mean, good for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't actually have any wrestling gripes or anything like that.
Nothing.
Hold on, let me see. I might
Search the bank.
You know what? I do. It's
you
not
want to touch
necessarily.
on Punk, right?
I was gonna say. You know what? I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as I thought, I was like, no, I don't have anything. And then the Punk stuff came up, and I was like, the Punk stuff is fucking crazy.
It's funny. He's coming back. Oh wait a minute, Ace Steel's not coming back, so he's fuck you.
Like it's and it's funny too because they're like, well, we're starting a new show.
Yep.
Collision
in Chicago,
and we're gonna drop Dark and Rampage because of it.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, all right, and then they're like. Heavily inferring, like they're basically saying that we're going to split the roster. The roster's going to be split, and it's essentially going to be the people that want to work with Punk are the Collision show, which is going to start in Chicago, CM Punk's triumphant return.
Yep.
And then everyone that doesn't want to work with him, like the Elite, essentially, they'll be on the regular show, Dynamite. That's what it is, yeah. And Light the Fuse, and then that's it, right? And okay. And I was like, okay, fine. Like, whatever. Because I can't deny, and I've said before, I can't deny that Punk's not a draw.
Oh, he's a draw.
You know, like, they were doing...
100%.
They were doing stellar numbers without him, but they were doing fucking awesome numbers with him.
Yeah.
So, okay, fine. And then, like, a couple weeks, like, literally, within the last week, it's been like, now we're not so sure.
Mm-hmm.
We got a backup city. We got a couple of backup people, like even the announcement was funny when they're like, Miro and all these House of Black, and you're like, Andrade, and you're like, oh, okay, I don't know about that one. That one,
he's there, but we won't put him on TV.
Yeah. I used to be a huge stan for him, but ever since he left, I was like, you know what, maybe he wasn't
Andrade.
Maybe he wasn't as good as I thought he was. Well, because like when he crapped out on the main roster, I was like, well, that's just Vince.
Yeah,
Vince. Took Zelina Vega, his mouthpiece, away from him, which was stupid. But okay, fine. And then does nothing with him because, of course, his English isn't the greatest, and Vince is fucking racist, like super racist. And so, okay, I was like, oh, we'll attribute it to that. But then he goes to AEW, and like no good runs, nothing. At least Miro had that one like Redeemer run where he was just on fire. He had the TNT title. You know, and then that fell off the wagon. But whatever.
Yep.
At least, like, you know, they were pushing him, and now it's like, okay, fine. And then, so yeah, you're like you said, they go, well, Ace Steel's not gonna be on TV. So Punk's like, well, then I'm out.
Yep.
You're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
The guy that escalated the whole situation, right? Like, yeah, Punk threw a bomb, but fucking Ace Steel bit Kenny Omega. Like, you assaulted somebody with your fist. But then your buddy, your trainer, the guy who got you into the business,
is eating people.
Fucking, like, that's an assault. But isn't that also a chemical warfare because the fucking biological, my bacteria and stuff? Like, you can get seriously
and it's
sick.
also just gross.
Yeah, also, it is a total bitch move.
What grown man bites another man?
I'm very not happy with the situation. So, and that's, like, that's who's going to hang his hat. Like, he fucking... I gotta be careful because Punk will go after people. He's going after Brian Alvarez like hard.
Yeah.
Oh, he fucking devoted a tweet to Brian Alvarez from Wrestling Observer Live. He's been going after him for quite the scrum. He actually called him out on the scrum.
Oh yeah,
yeah, called him out on the scrum. So.
Oh man.
Yeah, but anyway, like he's just like, hey, fuck, Dave, you got something to say now? Huh? With all your sources? It's like he's a fucking wrestling news reporter. What is he supposed to do? Also, you're still new, so he's gonna talk about you. But it's not like he's shit talking you. He's just fucking saying them. Anyway, regardless. But this is the guy. So the guy that made things worse. Like if Punk just punched somebody or threw punches, right? But apparently he did. He actually connected. So he punched somebody. That's bad on its own.
Yeah.
But then you got the fucking biter. As well as, like, and I mean, okay, yeah, someone kicked his dog, which I'm against horribly.
Oh, man.
But at the same time, I'm like...
Someone kicked my dog, I'm biting him.
But also, I'm thinking, like, why the fuck was anyone trying to block the dog? Like, that would be my concern. My concern would be, like...
The dog.
I'm gonna, like, this is my dog. I'm gonna do what I can to protect my dog. Especially because, like, I'm also gonna essentially protect people from my dog. Because
Yeah.
if you're coming at me, my dog's not going to be like, "Oh, we're going to pet? We're buddies now?" He's going to be like, "Fuck you. Stay away." But anyway, so this whole fucking thing, like, I feel like this is like Punk's weird way of trying to work everybody. That's what I think. I think he's worked himself up into a shoot. And for people that aren't wrestling fans, basically what a work is fake. It's wrestling. It's fake, fake, fake. When you work yourself into a shoot, it's when you fucking fake yourself into it being real.
Yeah.
So like, the WWE was famous for this. They say it's all fake. It's all fake. It's all fake. But then they would book a guy to lose 1,000,000 times, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they go, "Well, pal, the crowd thinks of you as a loser, so we got to cut you loose," like Zack Ryder. And they're like, "You fucking wrote me to be a fucking little loser."
I blame the character you wrote for me.
In fact, I gotta say, I did a great job of playing this loser that you booked to lose, to get cuckolded,
Yep.
to get fucking like thrown into oblivion by Kane, all because I got over on my own.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry? But yeah, so that, you know, Punk worked himself into a shoot where now I think he thinks that AEW will die without him.
Yeah.
So he's like, now his cock is so big that he can just swing it around and just be like, you know, like basketball, where the cocks are just swooshing back and forth, because what can you do? You just have to get out of the way from these giant swim cocks.
Or maybe he's trying to get them to drop him so he can go back over to WWE. Hence why he was there kissing ass the other week.
I don't see Vince taking him back. I don't see Vince taking him back at all.
I don't either, but I also said that about Bret Hart at one time.
Bret Hart's different, though, because Bret Hart he's even to this day, he's still a mark for the business.
Mm-hmm.
He still is like it's real. Like when you hear about the reports of it, they're like, Bret didn't want to lose because it was damaging to his character. You know, it's like, I could 100% see that, because he was like, it's his life, and he lived it harder and closer and more than most, right?
Yep.
You know, but you look at a guy like Scott Hall, who's like, I'll fucking, you know, I'll lay down on the mat. I don't give a shit. You hit me with that finisher, I'm dead.
Yeah.
I'm getting paid. You know, Brock Lesnar's another one. Brock Lesnar, out of all the guys, like if people are saying like Brock won't lose to certain people, I'm like, okay, well, that's probably for the better.
Yep.
Or if he goes like, I'll lose to that guy, but not like this. Okay. But at the same time, at the end of the day, he's like, I'm getting paid.
Yeah.
And Brock will tell you, he'll go, I got paid to beat The Undertaker. I got paid to lose to Roman Reigns. I got paid the exact same amount to beat The Undertaker, to end his streak. Then it's the exact same one in Reigns beat me. And Reigns has beaten him more than most people.
Yeah.
I don't even think that it's like, I don't even think they're close. I think Reigns has beaten him more often than not.
Reigns beat him more than Goldberg has.
Yeah, exactly. Right? But, you know, Goldberg's another prime example.
Yep.
Can't lose, can't turn heel because he's a fucking superhero to kids that are our age. Or maybe just a bit younger, because they were kids.
Oh man.
You know, they were like
you're right.
7 to 10 growing up with Goldberg as a superhero. Yeah, you're right. You're a superhero. Like, fuck, man. And Punk is, I feel this whole shit with Punk right now, you're right. I think that's possible. He's probably trying to get out of it.
He could be.
But if, let's just say for the sake of argument, that happens and then Vince does what Vince is going to do and go, sure, I'll sign you, pal. And then make him eat shit for the entire contract. Because it's not like Cody is doing gangbusters right now. Okay? He was hot when he came in. He was super fucking molten hot when he came back and won the Rumble.
Yep.
And then transitioned to be the top guy. And then Vince said, nope. It could even be Triple H too, but either way, they said nope.
Yep.
Reigns has got to get to at least 1,000, which we know now is going to be at least WrestleMania 40.
Oh yeah. And I mean, as soon as they he's held the title for 920 days or whatever it was, I was like, well, he's not losing WrestleMania.
You know, But of course,
in my heart, I wanted it to happen.
Oh yeah, and then because your heart is connected to your brain was also like, well, maybe, but
yeah.
But yeah, so then that's Punk's legacy is the fucking like what? Do 1 year eating shit?
Yeah.
On his part-time schedule, all for Ace Steel. Like, I love you. Like, you're like my one of my absolute like top of the list best friends. Okay.
I would bite someone for you.
I know, and that's one of the reasons why I would actually bite someone for you too. If that's what it came to, even though we just
biological warfare, it is.
We just finished calling Ace Steel a bitch for doing it. Yeah. I would do it. I would do it for you. But at the end of the day, if your was the sticking point, I would be like, okay, here's the deal. They want me. They don't want you. I'm going to let you make the call. What should I do? Because I know you would go, you got to do what's best for you.
I would go.
Yeah. So, and I would do the same. I would go, you got to do what's best for you. I will bow out. But my favorite part about all this is that apparently the issue isn't so much that Ace Steel is not back, because apparently he's been hired back. He's been back for a couple months now. He's just been working from home because the boys in the office are like, I don't want him here. I don't know if I can see that guy. Yeah. But Punk wants him there on TV with him. Fucking pick your fucking battles.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
because after this, what else is there for Punk? Aside from possibly WWE. Aside from that.
I mean, there's Ring of Honor. Nope.
That's right.
There's Japan. No.
His ego will not allow him to go to TNA.
No.
Or Impact, sorry, it's Impact. His ego won't allow him to do that.
That's too small.
That's too Bush League for him.
Yep.
And New Japan, I don't think he was a New Japan guy, so I don't think he would ever look at that. And also I don't think they're looking at him going like, no, you should come here.
Yeah.
You should totally come down here.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But I mean, maybe New Japan.
I could actually see him in Japan.
Well, you know what? Maybe not, because Kenta, and he stole like 90% of Kenta's moves.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the go to sleep. The go to sleep specifically was Kenta's finisher. I can't really say that he stole it. It could have been just one of the guys at the back, because you couldn't use the Pepsi plunge.
Right.
You couldn't use a top rope pedigree, especially in WWE.
Yeah. Because
how many guys are you going to do that to? And also, Triple H is going to be like, you're not fucking doing a better version of my pedigree.
That's mine.
You're going to do my move off the top rope? No, you're not.
The Pepsi
plunge. You know what? I'll let you hit me with that move, and then I'll kick out.
Yeah. And then I'll hit you with mine, and you will lose.
I'll do the same thing I did to Booker T, where I will hit you. You'll hit me with your finisher. Or no, what was it? He hit Booker T with his finisher.
Yeah.
But he was so, like, the impact was so great that he had to lie down, and he was just fucking all out for minutes. Then managed to pin Booker for the 3 count. Well after the impact of the pedigree. It's the worst finish I've ever seen in my life. The worst, fuck you finish. Like, it was totally 100% Trips just being like, this is my giant big swinging cock here. You're black. You should have a bigger dick than me, but you don't. Yeah. But you don't.
No.
But anyway, so that's my question. My question is, where does Punk go after this if this blows up in his face? Because the other thing is, it could just be one of those like last minute, like, we're going to work everybody. So when he shows up and we announce that they're in Chicago, because they have to announce it soon.
I thought they were doing it this week.
Yeah, that's right. I think they got to announce it this week. So Friday.
Friday night, right? Yeah.
So Friday they announce it, and then we'll see what happens. But
yeah,
it's fucking weird. It's a weird. If 5 years ago, if you would have said Punk would have came back, and then he would have one of the best runs of his career, only to fucking everything turns weird and like, what the fuck's happening? I would have been like, no, he's never coming back. And then, then he comes back, and like, even then I would still been like, okay, fuck, like, but the scrum, the second I watched the scrum, I was like, well, what the fuck?
Yeah, this
What
scrum is
the
crazy.
It's the most insane thing I've ever seen in my life.
But he's still a huge draw. There's
That's
no
the worst.
denying it.
That's the worst part.
No denying
That's
it.
the absolute worst
Like,
part.
Hogan's a piece of shit. Still a draw.
Now he's more of a draw for Saudi shows.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
I'm actually amazed with the Night of Champions card. There's 3 women matches.
Well,
and they got Sammy and Kevin to go there.
All these shows are just public relations.
Yeah.
It's all just public relations. It's just so that people go, oh, Saudi Arabia's not that bad. So that we forget that some of the worst, horrific acts of oppression still to this day occur in Saudi Arabia.
Yep.
Yeah. And apparently the reason why Sammy is able to go now is because they've changed the ruling, right? So Sikhs are now able to go and travel, right?
Okay.
So that's why he can go. And so Kevin Owens did the one Rumble show, but then when they did that whole thing, then he just didn't go out of solidarity.
Yeah.
It wasn't like Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson where he's like, I'm not going there because it's fucking horrible.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to be making it seem like I'm saying it's okay for this shit to be happening. And they went, okay, cool.
Yeah.
You don't have to go. And or Cena, where he was just like, I'd go, but I got this contract with China. I can't fuck that up. China's awesome. Also, one of those places where they do oppression. That one will probably get us canceled.
Oh yeah.
Talking China.
Oh yeah. They're coming for us now.
Ching Ping, whatever. Winnie the Pooh. I don't know.
What?
There's memes where the.
Well, Winnie the Pooh named Ching Ping?
No, the leader of China.
Oh.
The dictator.
Yeah.
Looks like Winnie the Pooh.
Really? I'm gonna have to look at that.
But anyway, that's my wrestling rant. That's it. That's all.
I had something I wanted to touch upon.
Okay. Was it Tina Turner passing away at 83? Because that was heartbreaking.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that sucks. I mean,
so just for you, Tina, because you're simply the best.
Bow, bow, bow.
Better than all the rest. But that's all I'm going to do because...
Oh.
That's all I know.
Okay.
And also, she's dead now.
Right. She's not hearing.
She doesn't need to be in heaven going like, Jesus fucking Christ.
What are they doing?
Chris.
I literally just passed.
I can't, you're terrible. You're horrible.
Oh, fuck. So, a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
May 13th.
May 13th, yep.
I always figured if I was a wrestler or something, I'd be a face. You know? The crowd would love me, and I would love the crowd.
Yeah.
I got a little taste of being a heel a couple weeks ago.
Although I will say this real quick. Every single wrestler will tell you the easiest thing to do is be a heel.
Yeah.
It's easier to make people hate you than
holy fuck, it's fun. I was a heel 2 weeks ago, and it was so fun.
Okay, so anyway, May 13th, you were a heel.
So I tweeted this.
The horrific Wolverine. Oh, yeah. I remember that tweet. And also, so they lit you up, eh?
Oh, man. This thing went viral.
Marvel, if Frank Miller can't see it, please help him see it. Don't let him tarnish his legacy.
So, basically, Frank Miller is not a good artist anymore.
Hold on. Just so we're clear.
Yeah.
He never really was that great of an artist.
He was really good in the 80s, though. That Wolverine run, Daredevil. He had some good shit. But then he did Sin City with this different style, and then he decided to
no, I will say Sin City. But did he do the art in Sin City?
Yeah.
Okay, then yes, I will say he had a good run of being a really good artist. Because Sin City was crazy cool. Crazy cool. 300, I thought he was starting to.
Mm-hmm. So,
but that cover, I'll second that cover. That's atrocious.
Whew.
They're
all atrocious. You see all the new ones?
No, I saw that one.
He's got one of the Thing. He's got one of Blade, and they all look like they're in the same. I'm taking a dump pose.
Oh man, even the Thing. What a weird collection of characters, though. Anyway,
so people just rip me up, and I just told them all that I love them. And
that worked, eh?
Yeah, I just played heel the whole way, and
I love you. And they went. You know what?
Pissing. Oh,
I apologize for coming at you so hard. I respect your opinion. That's how they respond.
Yeah.
Because that's
There's one guy in particular,
oh
Mark Hazlitt.
oh
He's a
great.
screenwriter
Oh,
who wrote for a show that I actually enjoy called Haven. Not Haven, Helix.
okay.
Helix.
Okay.
It was a horror show. Really well done.
Okay.
He wrote for that show.
Mhm.
I don't know if he thinks it's COVID still and he's just at home, not going outside, but like he goes, he will never be as great as Ken Levitsky. So why did he ever try? In fact, everybody just quit whatever we do now. We will never be good enough, and certainly will never be as great as the incredible Ken Levitsky. God bless you, Ken. You're only trying to help. But wait, there's more. He couldn't fit it all in one tweet. So then he kept going.
Which is fair.
God, why don't I pay for a blue check mark like the great Ken Levitsky? Well, I had a promo and I didn't pay for
I was going to say, there's no way you paid.
And I was like, okay, well, I want to see what it's like to edit my tweets and shit. But yeah, I had a blue check mark when this happened, so he's going off on that now. Because I'm not sure I'm good enough. Frank Miller looks as it the same way. All the power to you and Elon, Ken. So then I said, much love to you too, Mark. And then I followed that by quoting his post and saying, Mark loves me.
Nice.
So everybody could see that.
Nice.
And then
and he took that.
Oh yeah. Then I posted this too, and it really pissed him off.
That's why you're saying Stan. Okay, got
Yeah.
You're getting up on your incel lingo.
Yeah,
nice.
Exactly.
Nice.
So
nice.
That was like 36 wild hours, and it was fun. I was a heel. It could be why we have no viewers right now.
Could be.
But fuck, it was fun.
That's fucking funny. That's so
and
funny.
There's no denying either. That cover's god awful. All the people that wrote to me saying that's an amazing cover. You fuck, holy shit.
Well, to be fair, I know that Elon said he got rid of all the bots in Twitter, but
yeah,
no. You can't go in there and then tout numbers and then look at those numbers and go, oh, most of these are bots. Yeah, we got rid of all the bots, but really we didn't because I look okay. I'll say this. Everything is subjective, especially that's subjective.
Absolutely, I love Sam Keith. A lot of people don't love that guy.
Exactly.
So exactly, I mean, I get it.
But there are some people that'll look at that and go, "What the fuck is happening?" Meanwhile, we're like, "Oh yeah, more of that, please."
Indeed.
It is all subjective, but like the reactions are fucking funny.
Oh, they're fucking hilarious. I had a great time. I mean.
I will say at least
one guy told me he liked the new cover more than the one from '82.
Oof.
And I was like,
oof.
You're gonna tell me about art? Ooh.
I mean,
again, subjective, but
it is actually.
Frank Miller's got a lot of Twitter accounts.
The best part that I think out of all this is that fucking Frank Miller gives no fucks.
He gives no fucks.
Because did he respond to you?
No.
He doesn't give a shit.
He's like Brock Lesnar. He's getting a paycheck.
That's right.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah. And also, I bet you he would tell you, I'm not as good as an artist as I was back in the day because I'm also much older now.
Yes.
You know, like George Perez, for instance.
Yeah.
Okay. Before he passed away.
He was awesome right to the end.
He was awesome right to the end, but you can clearly see the difference between towards the end his art versus even 10 years ago.
I mean, he would never have attempted 400 characters in one panel like he did back then.
No, exactly.
Guy was
even
machine.
It's like the 400 characters, but then it's also the level of detail for all 400 characters. It's not that classic like outline with red
and a couple dots for eyes,
blue, and then you just go spider in the center. So you go, oh, that's Spider-Man.
It's got to be Spider-Man.
No, these were like fuck. He would etch every single fucking chainmail thing on Captain America's suit.
Yeah.
So here, all separate. None of that like squiggle.
Yep.
Batch of blue, squiggle, so that your brain goes, that's all chainmail. No, every single one. So this whole thing, you would see he would draw every little rivet, every little line, like every fucking machine.
And besides him, I don't think anyone but John Cassidy's ever done that.
I think you're right. And Cassidy actually made them look like they would move.
Yeah.
Like they were the most realistic looking chainmail I've ever seen. But fuck, like anyway. Okay, well so congratulations on being a heel.
Thank you.
But I like that you played like the Bo Dallas heel.
Yeah.
Or like the I love you.
Mm-hmm.
I love you.
Mm-hmm.
You're such a great guy. And then you do like the most heelish thing ever.
Yeah.
You know, if I could just be as good as you, and then you like smash somebody with a chair. All you have to do is believe.
Oh,
yeah.
Good time.
The Kurt Angle, like
the Kurt Angle.
Yeah, the intensity, the integrity, and the fuck was it?
Intensity, integrity.
What was the third
intelligence? No. Intensity, integrity.
Oh, fuck. Anyway.
Oh, that's gonna drive me nuts.
Not for long, because I'm gonna just.
All right.
I can get that out of the way.
I watched this funny clip that I forgot about. Remember when Angle went through that phase after he got his head shaved, where he was wearing the wig?
He had the wrestling helmet.
Yeah, holding it on. It was him backstage talking to Vince, and like Big Evil Taker is standing there just staring at his fucking wig. Oh, that stuff's gold. Oh man, Angle was so good. But
yeah, it was intelligence. That's right.
It was intelligence.
Intensity, integrity, and intelligence.
Hey,
this is on Reddit. This got actually kind of funny. Intensity, literally all of Perk Angel for Percocets. Integrity, valiantly saved the WWF from WCW during the invasion. True. And then intelligence, he is a doctor of hugonomics. Another part that was funny, actually, and the reason I bring it up because they just mentioned it, was when he was wearing the tiny cowboy hat.
Oh my god!
And even though it's like the worst version of heel Austin, the worst version of heel Austin, because it wasn't like he was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
So it was just like, ugh, it was just a weird take on Stone Cold, but that tiny little hat,
tiny little cowboy
and
hat.
the little ukulele.
Yep.
Fucking
God, that was so good.
Priceless. But yeah, so Frank Miller, not as good as he used to be. But then again, I'm not as good as I used to be.
No. And I mean,
I'm actually better. But I'll get to the point where I won't be as good.
He's like wine.
Well, right now, it's only because
if you like wine.
I've lost weight, right? So I'm in the losing weight program.
Right.
I'm cracking like I'm routinely cracking like 15,000 to 20,000 steps a day.
Nice.
So I'm fucking moving. I'm making some moves, trying to get in the best possible shape. Like I'm in better shape now than I was 6 months ago. Hell, better shape than I was last week, and that's all that matters. Better than I was yesterday, and that's all I'm gonna do and keep moving forward.
That's right.
And occasionally farting in the couch. Not yet, but I might. It's brewing.
It's brewing?
I'll try not to.
Oh, well. If I see you thin out even more during a thing.
Well.
Oh, he's deflated.
Yeah. And it's like mid-sentence where all of a sudden I'm just like, and another thing about CM Punk, he's a bit of a loser. Did you just fart? Yes, I did.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's fucking start talking about, well, one of the best American versions of Japanese culture I've ever seen.
Yes.
In my entire life.
Yep.
And I don't like not just an Americanized version of a popular Japanese.
Yeah, this is completely
like Death Note Netflix,
Yep.
which was garbage, by the way.
I didn't mind it.
Did you watch the original Death Note?
Oh yeah, it's definitely better.
Oh, I was gonna say okay.
But I did not hate on it as much as a lot of people did.
For me, it was just like I looked at it like the visual of what's his face, the demon.
Yeah. Fuck.
Was awesome.
And Willem Dafoe killed that.
And of course.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
Oh yeah.
Okay. But like the climax of the film was the worst part. That's really what killed it for me. I really didn't like that. But overall, it was one of those where I'm like, I'd rather not have seen it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, unless you have anything else you'd like to add.
For Pacific Rim?
In general.
In general? No, I got a couple of questions, but we'll hit it up between movies.
Okay, so Pacific Rim, released in 2013.
Happy 10 years.
Directed written partially and partially produced by this guy by the name of Guillermo del Toro. Yeah, fuck. Just holy shit.
Yep.
Even his bad movies are good.
Oh, right? His bad movies are like better than
I'm even trying to figure out what, like, because I haven't seen Crimson Peak, and I heard that it wasn't that good.
No,
but what I heard was it wasn't like as good for what it was, but it's still a really good Guillermo del Toro movie.
Yeah.
And I was just like, that's probably the only way people will say it's a bad movie.
It's a Gotham romance with ghosts.
Yeah.
Pretty
screenplay was also written by Travis Beacham, who was also he's the guy that came up with the story.
Yeah.
So I don't normally do this, but I mentioned Guillermo del Toro. So the other producers are Thomas Tull, John Jashney, and Mary Parent. Okay. Right. The budget is estimated at 180 to 200 mil, but as always, rounded up 200 mil.
Mm-hmm.
They made 411 million, which solid.
Solid. I mean, throwing 200 at an original property is crazy.
Yeah.
400 worldwide for the original property. That's really good.
That is really good. Really good. Especially because, like I said, like we're talking about, well, kaiju and mecha, which is Japanese.
Yeah.
That's pure, almost pure Japanese, period. End of sentence.
Yeah.
Right? But, I mean, fuck. We're talking, like, special effects. We're talking story.
Oh, fuck.
We're talking the cast. Speaking of the cast, let's do that. So we've got... He was on a huge upswing. Charlie Hunnam.
Yeah.
As Raleigh Beckett.
Raleigh.
Idris Elba. Who...
Stacker.
Yeah, Marshall Stacker Pentecost.
Such an awesome name.
One of the few times I've heard him use his actual accent.
Yeah.
Between that and Luther, I think was the only times I've ever heard him speak in his own accent.
And he drops so much awesome quotable lines in this movie. Don't confuse my calm demeanor.
I know. I wish that I did more, like just actually took his quotes out, because I was just like, oh.
1, don't ever touch me again. 2, don't ever touch me again.
Rinko Kikuchi as Mako Mori.
Oh, I love her.
Yeah. One of our favorites, Charlie Day.
Charlie Day
as Charlie Day. Sorry, I mean Dr. Newt Geisler.
Yeah.
But Charlie Day.
He's fucking
Charlie Day.
With sleeves.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He was cast literally on his performance in an episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah?
It's the episode where he comes out with the fucking rat killer. And does the monologue about what it is to hunt rats in the basement. That's literally in Wikipedia. That's
great.
Of course, we've got Chuck Buccino, who plays Newt as a child. Literally, if it's a Guillermo del Toro movie, then this guy, Ron Perlman, will be in it. He plays Hannibal Chow, a black marketeer who makes a living dealing with kaiju-related products, I should say. Mostly just organs.
Wear some sweet shoes.
I know, I was like, fuck, man. I forgot how slick you looked.
He looks awesome in this movie.
We've got Robert Kaczynski as Chuck Hansen, the Australian Jaeger pilot, who pilots it with his dad, Herc.
Yep.
Max Martini as Hercules Herc Hansen, the father.
I love Max Martini, too.
Yeah. Clifton Collins Jr. as Tendo Choi, or Koi, I can't remember. Technician of the Chinese and South American descent. Bern Gorman as Dr. Herman Gottlieb, and Bern Gorman. First of all,
Gottlieb, yeah.
God damn that name, Bern Gorman.
Yeah.
Fuck. Why not just have your real name in every movie? Because you always play like a weird dude anyway.
He does.
Except, I think it was Dark Knight Rises where you just played like a yuppie gangster type guy.
Yeah.
But he didn't really have any power. Especially when Bane was around.
Yeah.
I paid you to do this. Does that give you power over me? Let me ask you a question. Do you feel powerful?
Oh, Tom Hardy.
Diego Klatnoff as Yancey Beckett. Riley's older brother and co-pilot.
Riley.
There's a whole trace of like the whole list of other people.
Oh, it's a huge cast.
Yeah,
like
I'm good.
If you really break it down, those are the main ones.
Yeah, I'm good. So basic plot of the movie is that there is a fucking rift in the dimensions between our world and the world of the precursors.
In between the tectonic plates at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean.
And it is in the Pacific Rim, hence the title.
There it is.
And the only way to combat these monsters is these giant mechs or Jaegers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
That's it.
That's it. You just have a group of people piloting these suits, these giant robots, and they're fighting these other giant, like, crazy looking fucking monsters. Yep. And hijink ensues. There's
a lot of cool shit that goes into this.
There's so much cool shit.
The fact that it's too powerful for one mind, so they have to drift.
Exactly.
Two pilots together.
Exactly.
One with the left hemisphere, one with the right, and like fuck.
Like that thought process alone, because I've always been like lone guys. Like Gundam was a lone guy.
Yep.
Mobile Suit Gundam. By the way, if you guys haven't watched any of the Mobile Suit Gundams, they're all on Netflix. Watch them because they're awesome. Fucking love them. Those are old animes, but they're amazing. But yeah, one guy piloting the mecha, right? Neon Genesis Evangelion, it's all one pilot. All of the mechs are one pilot.
Yep.
Voltron and like those, the ones where they all come together to form, like even like Power Rangers, like you mentioned.
Yep.
That's a little bit different.
One pilot, but then it's not.
Because they join together.
Yeah.
But to have like you said, the left hemisphere being controlled by one, and like so you'd be left or you'd be the right, and then I'd be the left.
Yeah.
And then that's it. I was like, fuck, that's insane. That's absolutely insane. And it's all about who you can drift with the best.
Yeah.
Because then you have the most maximum results, and then you can actually like kick some fucking ass.
Hi, Mom.
Hey. Oh, I have to apologize. Happy belated Mother's Day. I'm a piece of shit.
Piece of poop.
I said shit.
Yeah, you did.
She can give me the schmuck down later.
She left.
Oh. Oh. Well, it's been a while it lasted. But anyway.
Yeah, it was.
But like, even if you, what I like, one of my favorite things about this movie is the story itself in between the battles.
Yeah.
I honestly, like, I care about all the characters.
I love that. A lot of people complain that, like, oh, there's no action, like, through the entire middle part of the movie. But you're learning about the mythology behind everything. You're seeing the skills and the fighting and everything that needs to go into this.
Oh, yeah.
You're getting to see the relationships between the pilots. You're getting backstories which feature the kaiju.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not like there's just no kaiju for half the movie. Like, they're there still.
Yeah. Well, plus, like, we also have to, like, we introduced Mako, like, very early in the movie.
Yeah.
But we have to now establish that this is going to be the person that takes the place of Raleigh's brother.
Yeah.
Right? But, I mean, I guess it's this probably the same issue that they had with Pacific Rim was what they had with Pacific Rim Uprising was that they were looking for just a dumb fucking monster smash movie.
Yeah.
And then when they got a movie that had an actual like thought-provoking story to it, they went, that's not what I wanted.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Clearly you've never seen a Guillermo del Toro movie before.
Yeah. Or any of these giant monster movies.
Yeah.
Okay? Because, like, if you look at the original Godzilla, it's not just Godzilla destroying.
Holy shit. That's the whole.
There's an actual, like, plot.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, there's the underlying message of that, because that was, like, a nuclear scare movie.
Oh, yeah.
That's what that was.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, that's not just a regular monster bad type movie.
Monster Smash. That's the one you're looking for.
Smash. Squish is good too, though.
Squish is good, yeah.
Squish.
They do squish. They do squish a lot.
Monster squish.
Yeah, but I mean, like, there's so many things though. Like, I kind of rave about this. Like the way the mechs looked, but the way the mechs looked in this one, I thought looked cooler than in the second one because
100%.
These mechs looked used.
They also move like they're heavy.
That's right.
Like they, like
yeah.
you feel like it's a heavy machine moving around in the water. And everything.
You get a bit of that in the second one, but not as much.
No, they're way more agile and fast and
which
ninja-like.
Well, when we get to the Pacific Rim Uprising, I'll tell you why my theories on that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, obviously, there's been updates since, right?
Oh yeah.
But they looked like battle worn. Like Gipsy wasn't like super bright blue that you could see from miles away, but you could tell it was blue.
I mean, these were the last 4 in the world.
Yeah.
They've gone through some shit.
Exactly.
Exactly. Striker was the newest one, which looked the best.
Exactly. And even then looked a little beat up.
Yeah.
But I like even juggling all the characters, like some of the what's his face? Raleigh was pretty much your standard typical hero character. Then of course you had to have your typical like adversarial, like, well, I'm fucking better than you, fuck you guy. And then at the end of the movie he's like, you're actually not so bad.
Yeah. I know.
You're cool, I guess.
Like a Maverick and Iceman.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly. Maverick and Iceman.
We're going back to Top Gun days.
But I mean, fuck. Like, I remember when I first watched this movie, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is awesome."
Within 2 minutes of the movie, it's crazy world building. Like
the dialogue too.
Yeah, the whole dialogue.
I loved that.
Everything that he says.
I loved that he opened by speaking and telling us about the story instead of us reading it. Don't get me wrong, I'm a sucker for sci-fi movies. So when I see like text on screen, I'm like, oh yeah, give me more, give me lore. That's what I mean to say, lore. Yes, lore. But yeah, I loved that he opened speaking.
And then after that, we get right into Gypsy Danger versus fucking Knifehead. Like, that is a crazy fucking fight, trying to bounce this fisherman boat around.
Awesome. Just incredible.
And then,
incredible.
And then they destroy Gypsy.
But they were also disobeying orders, too, because he was like, I don't want you to fucking do anything for just one fish boat. Yeah. And they both looked at each other like, you're right. Okay. Yeah,
sure.
We're totally going to fucking, hey, you don't have to tell me. Yeah. And then, like, the sequences where he's, like, fighting it with one hand while he's holding the ship in the other. And then, oh man, and that's even before the fucking opening credits.
Exactly. Like, it hasn't even said Pacific Rim yet. You're getting all this. Like,
man.
Like, you got thrown into this movie.
20 minutes, the first 20 minutes of the movie, and you were just like, I think it was either sink or swim. You either liked it within the first 20, or you were out.
Yeah.
And that was it. And I was in. I was in with the first 5 seconds of that fucking movie.
And then you get that rocking score. That Raymond Djawadi and Tom Morello.
Of course.
Yeah. Like, holy fuck, the music in this movie is amazing.
Oh, speaking of Tom Morello, did you know that he's a bleeding heart liberal?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, apparently Republicans didn't know that. Rage Against the Machine sung against everything that the Republican Party stood for.
Oh. That's interesting. Yeah. I always thought, they were all pro-Republican.
I thought they were,
That's weird.
Considering Tom Morello's like mixed. He's biracial.
Yeah.
His mom's like black, and she was a single mom.
Black.
Well, I mean, not bearing shades.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't go, is she Portuguese?
You get your brown, you get your black, and then you get your black.
That's right, yeah.
Black.
It makes it sound really racist. Anyway, tangent aside. I made it sound really racist by saying it that way.
Either way, Tom Morello, whatever your skin color is, you're awesome.
You're fucking amazing. You're an amazing.
This music fucking rocks.
You're an amazing human being.
You are.
And the world is better because you're in it.
Absolutely.
Not just because of your music, but mostly.
That helps, though.
Mostly.
Yeah, mostly.
That's how I know you. I know you because of your music, and I'm a better man for it. But the score's incredible. The special effects. Honestly, I would have liked to have seen more of the neon scenes. Mm-hmm. But still, everything we got was great.
Like when they're in Hong Kong and everything?
Yeah.
That shit looked good.
Every time it looks... when they do shit like that, when it's Mechs and it's like Tokyo and like just neon bright lights, it just looks incredible.
Yeah.
And the special effects for both movies, I gotta say, is held up really well. Like, we're not too far... we're only 10 years removed from Pacific Rim.
I mean, this is crazy.
And like 8 years removed from Uprising. I was surprised how quickly Uprising came out.
That's 5 years after.
Well, it was actually
2018.
2018. Yeah,
it would have came sooner. Like, it was supposed to be Pacific Rim Maelstrom.
Ooh, that's a better.
Yeah, and Guillermo del Toro was writing directing it.
But what was different about his pitch that they were like, nah?
Well, it was darker. A lot of the original cast was coming back.
Oh fuck that, eh?
Yeah, I know.
God damn it, the original cast.
I mean, first movie did better at the box office for a reason, but
yeah,
it's okay. He still produced it.
Yeah, but producing is.
They
just put his name on it.
It's a bummer.
So that they could go produced by Guillermo del Toro.
Oh, it's going to be just as good. Oh, wait a minute. Producers
written and directed
nothing.
by Stephen DeKnight or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Stephen S. DeKnight.
He did the first season of Daredevil, but we don't really want to talk about it.
Did a couple of little TV shows. This was his first movie. Don't know how he got it.
But did he direct every episode in season 1? I don't think he did. No. Most people don't.
Couple. He usually do the first couple. Maybe,
I think he did the first
finale.
2, and I think he did the finale.
Yeah.
And he was part of the writers, but he wasn't
the
writer.
Not the writer.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So the cast, first of all, we'll start there. The cast.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Great cast. Great chemistry across the board.
It was one of those where I was like I was saying, because Hunem was becoming a bigger name here.
Yeah, because he was still in the middle of Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah,
got this movie,
and then and now his career is what it is, where it's just he's there.
He's doing a lot of drama and indie stuff,
which is fine. I'm not knocking him. I'm not saying he has to. He's
a decent actor in small stuff. But,
yeah.
No, he was kicking ass in this though.
Everyone was.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously.
Make Mori though.
Oh.
Rinko Kenichiku.
Speaking of being racist,
she's freaking incredible.
Rinko Kikuchi.
Fucking white guys, eh?
Yeah. Charlie Hunnam is awesome. He plays the prototypical hero perfectly.
Yeah.
Idris Elba is on another level as always.
Oh, he's incredible in this. Everything he does in this is incredible.
Everything.
But
then again, I'm trying to think when has he ever not been good?
Oh, he's always good.
He was so good that I like Idris Elba, but I hate Charles Minor in The Office.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking hate Charles Minor. But he does a good job of playing that cool boss, but also a total suck up. When his boss is around,
yeah.
You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But that's just good.
Yeah, everything he says in this though.
Man, like I said,
how do you know we're drift compatible? I bring nothing into the drift.
That's right.
I don't bring a rank. I bring nothing with me.
You're
and for you, I figured you out day one. You're what do you say?
Something like that. I can't remember, but I
like a daddy's boy or
I remember thinking to myself, if I was a character in that movie and I had known him for a long time, every time he spoke, I'd probably be doing a lot of this yeah, I know. You don't bring anything to the riff. You're the greatest.
You're the man.
You're so good. Holy fuck. Did you change your name?
Yeah.
To Marshall Pentecost?
Stacker Pentecost.
But and then of course, we talked about Rinko. Rinko is great. So great. And also, we're the 3 people that went to the second movie.
Yeah.
Which blew me away because I was man, they did a good job of making this actress look a little bit older. And then I was like, oh shit, that's her. That's actually her. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Charlie Day is Charlie Day.
Yep. He's fantastic in it.
Absolutely fantastic.
The whole thing in Hong Kong, and he's actually got a really huge role in this.
Oh, huge! I forgot it was this.
He does a lot.
I forgot it was this. I remembered that he spoiler drifted with the actual kaiju.
Yeah,
the piece of the brain. But I completely forgot that he went back with his buddy because they could drift together and to make it easier on them. And I was like, holy shit! But yeah, fuck, man. I was surprised it only earned 114 in China though, but that it was still their largest market.
Yeah,
but China's weird.
China is weird.
But overall, I mentioned, the special effects, fucking incredible. Absolutely fucking incredible. The monsters in this were so fucking cool looking.
The way the lights, the monsters got that glow to them.
Textures.
And they reflect off the water, and Their blood is that bright blue. Everything in this movie looks so fucking good.
Everything looked like there was a purpose.
Yeah.
There was a purpose behind everything. Like, obviously, most of the purpose was from a visual standpoint. Because, like, you have to juxtapose the colors of the Jaegers as well as the inside of the Jaegers, because we have to constantly go in to look at the people emoting, right? And then you have to look at the scenery of the actual background, the actual kaiju themselves.
Yep.
And like when they were fighting in the water, it looked incredible. When they were fighting in Hong Kong, it looked incredible. When they were fighting on like the edge of the fucking rim, the actual Pacific Rim itself, where they were going to destroy
the friggin' ocean,
the fucking rift, and the lava, and everything. I was like, holy fucking shit! Like, everything about this movie looked fucking incredible. And while it did spawn a franchise, it didn't spawn it the way I thought it should have.
You know what?
Yeah, it got a sequel, and yeah, it got a cartoon show, but it was...
You know what happened is, this is Legendary, right?
Yeah.
And the year after this, they did Godzilla. And I think Godzilla and Kong pulled a lot away from Pacific Rim.
Right. That's right. Yeah.
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 We would have got, I think, a lot more Pacific Rim. Though the animated series on Netflix is incredible.
It's always been one of those ones where I'm like, should I watch it?
The Black is so fucking good. I honestly wish that's a sequel we would have got.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. I've watched it 4 times.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's why you haven't watched any of those shows I keep recommending.
Right. I keep watching Pacific Rim the Black.
Hey, I'm not going to make fun of you. I repeat shows all the time, so I'm not going to make fun of you.
I was your 8th viewing of Daredevil.
One of the last 2 episodes. Not done yet.
Oh, man.
What else? What else do we got? Score was incredible.
Yep.
It's just...
Score is good.
It was, 2 hours and fucking 10 minutes?
I'm just, like... The world building blows me away. I know Travis Beacham had a lot to do with it, but I know Guillermo also had a crazy amount to do with it.
2 hours and 12 minutes, and it was perfect.
The classes, the kaiju, yeah, perfect time.
And yeah, the classes, the kaiju.
I love it. It's like class 3 was kicking ass, and then it gets to class 4. There's 2 class 4s. You're like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
And then you get to class 5 at the end. Oh my god. Hammering.
And then, like, but even when Newt and the Doctor figure out that the precursors, this was all just part of the game. They send out class 1.
Yep.
Oh, that doesn't work. Class 2, that doesn't work. Class 3, that doesn't work. Class 4, class 5. We'll just keep doing it. And the whole time, like, he's like, yeah, we just terraformed the Earth for them.
Yeah.
They just waited us out until it was perfect for them, and then they're like, okay, fine, and then we just keep coming.
Yeah, that was cool too. This is their second time here. The first time was the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
What?
And then we colonize, like we terraform the Earth for them.
Yeah.
And now they're ready, and they're not going to stop. They're just going to keep throwing it until so we have to close the rift. And you're like, fuck.
I fucking love this movie. Oh,
and then you have class 5 was.
Oh yeah, Slattern. Oh,
holy shit!
I love the names too. I remember them all. Leatherback, Otachi.
Yeah, you're good.
Trespasser.
You're good. Yeah, Trespasser. Yeah. They are great names though. Fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, like holy shit. And then I like how they make you think that they're gonna tease the heroic sacrifice for Hunnam's character.
Yep.
But they actually show his pod going afterwards, and you're like, oh, okay, fucking right, sweet deal, sweet deal. And then they kiss.
And then they kiss, and then he disappears for the second movie.
That's right. Well, 10 years pass, right? So
must be building walls again.
I wish they would have actually said.
I wish a lot. We'll touch on Uprising. I can tell you right now, you like it more than I do.
I do like it more than you. I can tell that right now, based on that comment that you just said.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of problems.
I'll tell you right now. Actually, no, I won't tell you right now. I'll tell you in a bit, in 3 or 4 minutes. Unless you have anything else you want to say.
No, Pacific Rim is easily one of my favorite movies. I mean, if you look up there, I got like 100 copies of it.
Yeah, I know. I remember it got to a point where I was like, did you get another Pacific Rim movie?
You got a problem.
And you were like, well, yeah, but this one's like the Japanese version.
Yeah.
Like, how much different is it? I don't know. I haven't even opened it.
Doesn't even matter.
Okay.
Doesn't even matter.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well, I got it from High Def Ninja, through that thing, and I was like, look, I'm not your wife.
Yeah.
I stopped asking questions.
Whatever.
Man. I get it. You got into it. That's fine.
Yeah. I'll do a video and show my Pacific Rim collection.
But though I have to say though, you are one of the guys that I know that is like you're the guy that is the most into kaiju, which is funny because I never would have thought of that.
Yeah.
Like even growing up with you almost my entire life, like pretty much my entire life, I never would have been like, oh yeah, giant monster movies. That's Kenneth's bag.
That's it.
Now, like obviously I say that now.
I have a selection though. Like I mean, I can't do.
You're not slutty about it.
I can't. Yeah, I can't do the goofy Godzilla movies. I can't do them.
No,
the dark ones. 1954 is a masterpiece. Shin Godzilla was amazing.
Shin Godzilla, holy shit!
There's a few in there that are really fucking good. But I mean, Godzilla tail sliding and doing dances with fucking Robot Man, I can't do that shit. So
yeah, no, I agree. Some of the like once it got really commercial,
yeah,
where you're like, oh okay, like Shin Godzilla is so good because it's like,
oh, it's fucking incredible.
We got to do a Camcast. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Yeah, no, we'll definitely do shit.
I think what we should do is we should do a Camcast for the entire Shin universe.
Yeah.
So Shin Godzilla,
Shin
Ultraman, and then Shin Kamen Rider.
Is that out yet?
I think it just came out this year.
Oh, okay. Well, there it is.
Yeah. So just because like it's all like it's part of the Shin universe, but I don't think they're linked in any way, shape, or form. Which is weird.
So
it's
it's a
very
universe
interesting.
that's not linked.
But yeah, like I was because I grew up with like the 1954 Godzilla. Like that was one of the first Godzilla. That was the first Godzilla movie I saw, and I remember I was like 10, maybe 9 or 10 when I seen it. So it's of course like I knew about it and all this, and I remember thinking like, whoa, no, that's not true. I watched one of the colored, more cartoony versions. So I think it was Son of Godzilla. That's right. I saw Son of Godzilla.
Yeah, that was a big one. That was everywhere.
Yeah. And then when I watched the original, I remember just being like not prepared for it because it was just like monster movie smash, right?
Yeah.
Whereas this one, you're like, it's a monster movie, and he's like Godzilla smashes, but there's a lot more to this. So then when I rewatched it as an older kid, I was like, this is the shit you're missing here.
Yeah, I watched King of the Monsters first, the American version of the 1954 movie.
Okay.
Where they took like an American actor and just shoved him into.
Oh yeah. That's how you
wrapped
do
the story around him.
Yeah.
I watched that first, and I loved it. And then I watched the original, and I was I don't think I've watched the American version since I saw the 1954 Japanese.
Well, why would you, right?
Because that is fucking. Oh, it's perfect.
King Kong.
I watched 1933 Kong. Yeah.
I watched this 1976 one with Kurt Russell. Jeff Bridges. That's right.
Jessica Lange. Yeah.
I watched that one first.
Yep.
And I liked it. I remember liking it. But then when I was older and I watched the 1933 one, I remember just being like it's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's good, but the special effects are really what was like sold it for me.
Yeah.
Because I was like, well, it's stop motion, right?
I've always loved giant monsters, like Clash of the Titans. I watched it with my dad, and I love the Kraken. Yeah,
it's
Jaws.
Jaws,
and then Kong,
Jurassic Park,
Kong 33 in the 70s, and Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
So a lot of my love came from that, and then it's just been nonstop since like 2010.
We've been getting awesome. We get really good though. We get spoiled with something because some of the shit's really good.
Cloverfield,
Troll
Hunter,
so crazy.
All the Kongs and Godzillas. Yeah,
the Kongs and Godzillas in recent memory have just been fucking killing it.
That new movie Troll that came out on Netflix, I think last year or
still haven't seen it yet. That's on my list.
That's incredible.
That's on my list.
That is so good. Yeah, there's so many great giant monster movies out there. But yeah, Pacific Rim though, I loved Guillermo del Toro with Blade 2 and then so on and so on, but this was me going like, this guy.
Guillermo del Toro, like I knew like he had done Blade 2 and like everyone was like, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. And then of course when he did Hellboy, and I was like, when I found out he was doing Hellboy because of Blade 2, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, this is gonna be good. And then of course Hellboy 2, The Golden Army, you're just like, holy shit. Like and that was at a point where I was like comic book purist. I was like, because I was like Seeds, the first Hellboy, I was like, yeah, it's really, really good. But then when they start changing it a bit, like I get why they do it, but I wish they would have done it more comic booky. Then the sequel, it's just Guillermo del Toro's Hellboy, doing his own thing, and I was like, fuck, man, this is crazy.
Yeah,
the fairy market, all of that, and then I think so far, I think Crimson Peak is the only one I haven't seen of his. Shape of Water was incredible.
Shape of Water is incredible.
Weirdly incredible, I should say.
Did you watch Nightmare Alley yet?
Nope. Okay, that's two. What else?
I still haven't seen Nightmare Alley. I think that's the only one.
Okay. Because Chrono, obviously.
Oh, his Pinocchio. Did you watch that yet?
Yes. Wait, did I?
His animated Pinocchio?
Yeah. No, I did.
Netflix?
That just came out.
Yeah, it just came out.
I watched it.
Yeah.
I actually really liked it.
Yeah, it was good.
Fucking crazy with the occupation, like the World War II in Italy, no less. And I was just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
The stuff they touched upon. But yeah, they, like the changes they did, like with the Geppetto, I was like, oh, this is fuck. But I was like, of course they're going to go the sun dying thing.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But but the animation was crazy.
Really cool animation.
Yeah, really, really cool. Not one of my favorite versions of Pinocchio. Like,
no,
I like,
but you know what? I've never really been a huge Pinocchio fan to begin with.
I liked the movie. I don't know that I would watch it again anytime soon, though. I feel like it's a one.
I think at as good as it is, it's at the bottom of my Guillermo del Toro list. Just because the rest have so much more replayability.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch Kronos and Devil's Advocate again. And
he did Devil's Advocate?
I'm not Advocate.
I was gonna say.
No, he didn't do Advocate.
Devil's
Backbone. Devil's Backbone.
Oh, so Devil's Backbone I haven't seen.
Yeah.
I gotta see that.
You haven't seen that?
No, I haven't.
Whoa.
Okay.
It's that good.
Cool.
It was so good I made a weird sound.
Wow. It happens. All right. Well,
that's Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim is a 5 Chris says out of 5 movie for me.
Same for me.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. And 100%. I will continue to rewatch it for the rest of my life.
Oh yeah, me
Let's
too.
do those Instaquestions.
Instaquestions.
I think I keep singing where you ask and we answer.
I only got 4 this week.
Oh wow, okay.
So, but they're decent. Let's
do 2 now and then 2 later.
Sure.
Okay.
Do you want a Pacific Rim 3? Let's keep that one to the end.
Yeah.
Recommend 5 TV shows.
Oh,
now they don't say whether it's new shows or just shows of all time.
I'll do 5 right now. I'll do Severance.
Okay.
Ted Lasso.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna also say I'll do Archer. I'll recommend Archer all day long. That's a great show.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, because it's pretty much it's getting canceled. It'll be done after this season anyway. So Big Mouth on Netflix.
Yep.
And then finally, I will also recommend one of the shows that I haven't recommended a million times, which is why I'm not saying Daredevil, even though that would be one of them. I would say Shameless. I've been watching Shameless.
With
great
Michelle
show lately.
Great show.
I haven't watched it
it's
from
the
beginning.
best show about the worst people ever made.
Yeah. That's actually the reason why I started to look at watching Breaking Bad, because I was like, I'm watching this show about these, like, they're almost all terrible people.
Oh, horrible.
And I mean, like, okay, like I get it, they were raised in the worst, but like even some of the better ones of the group, they're still just like, but you're a shitty person.
Yeah.
But we're also talking about trauma, undealt with trauma, mental health, addiction. So there's all these other prevailing things. So like that's the show that made me go, maybe I could watch Breaking Bad and just see, because the portrayal, like the acting is incredible, all of them,
so good,
all of them. Also, William H. Macy is fucking shredded.
Yeah,
like we talk about J.K. Simmons.
Yeah,
and J.K. Simmons got in fucking hella great shape, but I think he might have also been doing some steroids too.
Yeah, he probably touched on them a little.
And I'm not knocking, but he just has the look that he might. Whereas William H. Macy, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, he's got arms. Yeah. Then of course you see him almost completely naked, and you're like, no, he's actually got muscles everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like a couple of years ago, there's a video of him crushing a rope climb.
Really?
Without using his legs. It's just literally just.
Holy
and I think
shit!
at the time, because he's in his late 70s now.
Yeah, he's got to be.
He was
up
like,
there.
I think 71, 72 when he did the rope pull. Google it. The video's there.
Holy shit!
Like, and it's not like he takes 10 minutes to do it. He's boop 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 boop. And I'm looking at you. I'm looking at him, going like, I'm fucking 30 years younger than you.
Son of a bitch.
And he basically just says, yoga, CrossFit, and whatever my wife's trainer tells me to do because it works for her. So we're talking about like fucking Keanu Reeves and Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't Google what William H. Macy works out.
What's
for.
he doing?
What's he eating too?
Yeah.
So
good for him.
So there's my 5. What's your 5?
5 for me. Yellow Jackets is excellent. I've been watching that.
I've heard nothing but good things. Actually, yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah, Raised by Wolves is fantastic.
Okay. I wanted to watch that.
Especially the first season.
I wanted to watch that.
Yeah.
That looked really good.
That's really good. What else?
Come on.
Mythic Quest.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Love Mythic Quest.
Yeah, that's been on my list for a while now.
I'm trying to think of other shows, because I would definitely say Ted Lasso. 100%.
I was going to say, don't say the same shows as me.
Barry.
Oh, Barry is on my list.
Barry's a great show. That looks
fucking
awesome.
Great. I literally was like, so Grosse Point Blank, but starring Bill Hader?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. I'll take it.
Yeah. So good.
But then it's like, no, it's he becomes an actor. That's right.
Yeah.
He's a hitman who wants to become an actor.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, fuck this.
It's so good.
This is crazy.
He's learning acting from the Fonz.
That's fucking even better.
Oh, it's great. It's a great show.
All right, so that's 4.
Okay, that's 4. My last show. What have I been watching? Trying to think of the ones that people wouldn't watch. So I love Stranger Things. But everybody watches that besides you.
I was gonna say, for some reason I just stopped after season 2, and I was like,
and that's that.
That's it for me, which is fucking crazy because I was all in.
Yeah.
First 2 seasons, I was like, I don't know. I think it was just life just kind of hit me, and I was just not really gonna watch it.
Yeah,
and by the time I got around to it, now it's like fucking season 5, and I was like.
And they're so good.
I was like, oh, shit.
Harley Quinn. The animated Harley Quinn series.
All right.
Fucking hilarious.
There we go. Okay.
So funny. Clayface is so funny.
All right.
Favorite comic artist. We did something on this a couple years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, we did. Where we did our top 5.
Top 5. I mean, I'm sure my list has changed since then because there's a lot of really good artists out there now.
Yeah, because on my list was not Bruno Redondo.
Yeah, see, you got a few on there that you would have never had before.
He's just, fuck. He stands head and shoulders above so many right now.
Yeah.
I look at that book and I go, I'm so glad you're on this book. Even their fill-in artists are really good, and they have a similar style, so it's not completely jarring when he's not on the book. But if they started this run without him, I would still be in because I'm loving Tom Taylor's work on this. This is like I said, I feel like they're baking in everything that they want to have other writers write Dick Grayson as. They're baking that into his story for at least the next 20 years, I'm saying. At least that's the goal.
Yeah,
but
he's such a great artist.
I'd still be in, but I'm so glad.
But I mean, I would touch on fucking Dan Mora.
Of course, Dan Mora's another. Yeah, because he wasn't on my list either. Yeah, he's right up there on my list.
Serge Acuna, who's been doing some Nightwing covers.
Serge Acuna on there as well.
Incredible artist.
Chris Samney is another one that wasn't on my list, but he's on my list because he's Chris Samney is really great. I actually saw him do. Just before I came here, there was a quick picture where he drew Superman, and I was like, "Fucking Mark Waid and Samney on Superman."
Yeah,
just
why not?
Sign it up.
Sign it up. That'd be a great team for Superman.
Fuck. And then and write him in even just do like right from the beginning. Like, just set it in like the
Yep.
1930s. Like your idea for a Superman movie, but
Yep.
set it right in the 1930s.
That'd be wicked.
And like, fuck it, do it black and white.
100%. Fucking
Although I think they should
do
do
Elseworlds,
because,
whatever. Yeah. Danny, fantastic artist. She is she does a lot of indie books, but she does tons of variant covers. So her work is incredible.
Okay, I'm not familiar with her work.
Yeah, it's
what has she done? Wait,
she did an image book called Coffin Bound, which is really great. But she's done tons and tons of variant covers.
Okay, so Coffin Bound.
I'm also a big fan of New School Frank Miller.
Well, I mean, how could you not be?
How could you not be?
Really?
I mean, damn, Frank Miller. Yeah, there's so many. And then check out our other list.
Nicola Scott. She wasn't on my list, but she's on my list now.
Yes, incredible art.
She's so good. The artist that's coming up for Titans, the World's Finest Titans, Emanuela, I can't remember her name.
Yep.
She's crazy good. Yeah, you're right.
Jen Bartel, Fiona Staples.
Oh, that Danny.
Oh, yeah. Her art's fucking good.
It's so funny that we're shit-talking like Frank Miller, but this is like reminds me of Frank Miller.
Just cleaner.
Not necessarily. Like this picture that I'm looking at right here.
Yep.
I wouldn't say that's...
I don't have Frank Miller from that. That looks more Jay Lee to me. That image.
Oh yeah, it does. It does look kind of. But even just the way she's doing, like that's crazy.
Yeah, right. She did this gorgeous variant cover for what the fuck's it called? It's a brand new image book, but the cover is just incredible. Tony Daniel, he's killing it on Noctera with Scott Snyder. Holy crap.
Wow.
I'll throw Marcelo Costa in there too. Radiant Black. Fucking good shit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I wouldn't say he's a favorite of mine yet, but he's killing it on that book.
He's getting there, though.
He's getting
consistently
there. He's getting there for
good,
sure.
Though.
Yeah.
So in terms of favorite artists right now for me, I would say it would have to be a fucking close tie with Bruno Redondo and Dan Morrow. Those two, I'm just like...
Yeah, I think Dan Moore is definitely in my top 5 now.
Oh, yeah, he's in my top 5.
Because I actually bought the Buffy the Vampire Slayer relaunch because he did the art on the first 5 issues. And then when he left, I went another 5 issues and I quit reading it.
I read Shazam #1 simply because it was Mark Waid and Dan Morrow.
Yeah.
Like, literally.
And the guy's insane, though. He's doing 2, like, ongoings a month.
Yeah.
Plus variant covers galore.
Oh, yeah.
Workhorse.
I was gonna check out Shazam regardless because I love Mark Waid. Like he's one of my all-time favorite writers. So I was gonna check that out regardless. But knowing that it was Dan Morrow art, I was like, well, I mean, fuck, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Look forward to my review on that one. And as always, I'll do one short, spoiler-free one.
Yep.
One a little bit longer with spoilers and possibly swears. Actually, there'll probably be swears in both. But regardless, that's coming up. Very, very soon.
Check his spoiler-filled review of Titans #1 that went live today.
That's right. Great
review. Great review. Yeah.
So,
for me, my favorite is still Bill Sienkiewicz. I love Bill Sienkiewicz.
Oh, if we're talking all-time favorite artist, it's...
I don't know. Gerardo Zeffino is up there now for me. I love that guy's fucking art. If I ever get tried on to become a comic, that guy's definitely going to do the covers for it.
We're saying
pay
all
him
time,
whatever he wants.
All-time favorite artist, it would be it'd be George Perez. It'd be George Perez all-time favorite. I think no one tops him.
Yeah, Perez. Man, that guy.
Yeah, like
he's a hell of a talent.
Like just incredible. And I love I love Eric Larson's art. He was he's still one of my favorite artists.
Oh, I could go on.
Mark
all
Bagley,
day.
We can do this all day. John Romita Jr. in his prime was like...
In his prime. A lot of guys in their prime. Chris Bachalo in his prime.
Depending on the book, I found depends on the book.
Like I loved his Gen X stuff.
His Gen X stuff
later
was
on,
incredible.
he just got so...
His Spider-Man stuff started off good, and then it got crazy weird.
That non-stop Spider-Man?
Non-Stop Spider-Man was actually pretty good.
That looked pretty good. That looked a little more old school. Chris Bachalo.
It was a little bit more old school, which is probably why I liked it so much. But yeah, no, we could do this all day. All
right, John Byrne.
Yeah, John Byrne. Even John Romita Sr.
Mm-hmm.
I was also I'm a Sal Buscema guy.
Senior, yeah.
Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yep.
I loved Sal Buscema's Spider-Man. I loved all the characters that he drew. Like, I was a huge fan of his art. Plus, I loved that book. I had a chunk of that one.
Mike Mantell.
Mantell
did Darkhawk.
Oh yeah.
Loved his work.
Nick Aparo, old Batman artist.
Yeah.
Nick Aparo was so good. He was like definitive for me for a long time, just because the couple of books that I had were drawn by him.
The Kubert brothers.
Yeah. Fuck. The Kubert trio, because even Joe Kubert.
Joe Kubert was.
He was good, but he was good, but his style was 70s, 80s.
Yeah, he was good, but Andy and Adam. And they were so different too in style.
Know.
They were so different, and both were so amazing.
But you could both see their dad in them too.
Yeah,
that's the funniest part.
You could definitely pick up Joe in both of their art. And Emma Kubert's doing incredible too. She's Andy's daughter.
Right? Yeah. No, I haven't seen any of her art.
Stuff is killing it. She did the whole Radiant Pink miniseries.
Oh, yes, that's incredible.
Yeah, that's her artwork.
Fucking crazy good. Jeez, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So yeah, there's a lot of great artists out there.
Oh yeah,
lots and lots.
But yeah, if we're talking all time, it's George Perez. He wasn't the top of my list when we did ours a couple of years ago, but it's one of those where, like, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, yeah, you can't look away. You know, nothing like clean, super clean.
I was really disappointed to find out that Dale Keown is a Comicsgate piece of shit.
Yeah, Chuck Dixon is another one too.
Is he another one?
He's straight up MAGA.
Fucking Dale Keown did like this drunk fucking live stream, hammered out of his mind, just going off on things. Well, and I was like, oh no, why did I watch this?
The only thing I can say is everyone's entitled to their viewpoints of the world, their opinions and things like that. The problem is they say don't meet your heroes, because then you find out that your hero is a normal human being, and so you're a normal human being, and they buy into whatever. Because on the opposite end of the spectrum, and I'm trying to be devil's advocate, but the opposite end of the spectrum is they would look at us and go, fucking liberal, blind sheep, blah, 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 vaccine warriors, fuck you, you know, and then it's just like, at least I'm not trying to vote for a fascist prick.
I mean, some of the stuff they say, I'm like, okay, I don't agree with it, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you miss the 90s and the 80s. Clearly you missed you could still make those comics without fucking being a dickhead about it.
Yeah, that side seems, they're the ones that always talk about cancel culture. They talk about cancel culture all the time.
Yeah.
But they're also the first to want to cancel people that will do anything that they don't agree with. They're the first to say, well, if you don't like it, don't watch it. But then as soon as they're watching a TV show that they don't like, then they're like, no, you fucking change it for what I want. And it's like,
yeah, what do you want?
Like, they're the same group. They literally, this is what it was. Where like they had the mom and pop baking shop, right?
Yep.
And there was an order for a cup. They wanted to make a cake, and they have gay stuff on this cake, and they refused to make it. And that group of people went, hey, that business is in total right to serve whoever they want, and that's it. They don't want to serve a cake for a bunch of fucking faggots. That's their choice. And I was like, well, I hate the way you put it, but yes, it's true.
Yeah.
They can sell to whoever. They can do it with business with whomever. That's fine. Okay, fine. But don't turn around and go, well, boycott Bud Light because they got a fucking trans person as a spokesperson for like one fucking TV clip, 30-second ad. Yeah. Now you got a just don't drink the beer. Yeah.
Don't drink the beer.
And also, it's Bud Light. You shouldn't be drinking that shit anyway. It's fucking it's weak piss, like swills. You know? I know, like, we're Canadians, so our taste in beer is obviously better. But, like, I mean, fine, I would take Budweiser. Like, just not Bud Light, but Budweiser. I don't like Budweiser. And I would drink that over Bud Light. Fucking piss. Jesus Christ. But anyway, so
yeah.
But getting back to Dale Keown, it is, but I did the same with Chuck Dixon. Chuck Dixon wrote Nightwing.
Yes.
And he wrote Tim Drake. And he, like, those are both 2 runs that I like.
Because he was pissed off about Tim Drake, right?
What do you mean?
Didn't he go off about...
he was...
about...
He was already starting MAGA before Tim Drake was bisexual.
Oh, was he?
Came out as bisexual.
Okay.
But that didn't help.
No, that wouldn't have helped.
No, he actually, like, he wrote, like, full-on MAGA comic books. Like, there's a MAGA comic company.
Really?
It's not MAGA specifically, but it's a comic publisher that does books like that. And they're like...
I think I heard of that publisher.
You probably did.
Yeah.
And, there's probably a few now.
So I think I was like, oh, their books look cool, and then I found out what they were about. I was like, ew.
Yeah, then you go...
just don't fucking talk about that shit. I would have checked your books out. Your books looked cool. I would have checked your books out.
And then after about 2 issues or so, you'd have been like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
But that's fine because you checked it out, and then you know it's not for you, and then you just walk away. You didn't get on Twitter and start saying things like, don't fucking read this shit. In fact, cancel this shit. But whatever. Regardless.
Whatever.
But yeah, that's what they say. Don't meet your heroes, and I firmly believe that.
For most part, yeah, they're true.
Yeah. You don't want to, like, go to shake Nathan Fillion's hand and then crush his precious, precious hand. And then begrudgingly enjoy his
and that's all I see now, too. I watched Guardians 3, and he's in there hopping around. I was just like, God, you're a bitch.
I was like, oh, man. Could it be anyone else but this guy? Because I didn't have any personal issue with him.
I love Nathan Fillion. I still do. But I mean...
It's just one of those where you're just like, yeah, but I know the truth.
Come on, man.
I know the truth. You're a little bitch.
Yeah. Don't shake his hand. His hand hurts.
And then, of course, you're so excited that you forget.
I don't know. Maybe don't put your fucking hand out towards someone that's clearly excited to see you.
Yeah. Like, if I go like this and you don't want to shake my hand, don't extend your hand.
Yeah.
At all. It's that simple. You could just go, yeah, no, I hurt my hand, or I don't want to shake hands, or whatever.
Yeah.
You could even just say like, oh no, I'm germophobic. Can we?
But I'll do the Howie Mandel with you. Let's do it.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna walk away going like, well, gotta cancel that guy because he's a fucking faggot. And also, I dropped the fag word a couple of times. I'm just using it in the context. I rarely ever use that word. For real.
Really, this episode, he's used it more than the last 169.
I was going to say.
Together.
But anyway. So, to bring it back, Pacific Uprising. Pacific Rim Uprising.
Yes. Pacific Rim
Uprising. Because I don't want Dale Keown to get hammered and fucking
and get angry about it. Yeah, I mean, hey, whatever, Dale. I don't agree with you.
Watch our show and that's it.
Pitt was awesome. Retire. Okay.
Although, to be fair, the story for Pitt wasn't that.
I haven't reread in a long time, but Pitt looked
incredible. Looked fucking incredible.
Awesome. I still want that Pitt toy.
Didn't he also at one point have like the plaid shirt tied around his waist?
I think so. Yeah, he did.
And a wife beater.
Yeah.
With a chain.
Yeah.
He looked fucking cool.
He looked awesome.
He had like the fucking shaved head.
Yeah, with the ponytail.
Yeah. The undercut. That's what it was.
Big fucking.
He looked awesome.
Yeah. Pitt was awesome.
When I think of Hulk, 9 times out of 10, my brain goes to his version of Smart Hulk.
Yeah.
With that ugly shit brown unitard.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
Right to Dale Keown.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah. Although lately, what's his face? Ewing.
Oh yeah, Joe Bennett.
Yeah, Joe Bennett. Joe Bennett. His version of Hulk has been seeping in just because.
That was a great run. Mike Diodato did a great Hulk too.
Diodato's Hulk was really good. In fact, Diodato's Hulk was really the only. I hated his art on Spider-Man. I still, to this day,
his art wasn't right for Spider-Man.
It wasn't.
He did that after Hulk. I was like, no. He was so perfect. Like he should be doing Wolverine and Punisher and those kind of characters.
Yeah, Ghost Rider. Oh fuck, he would have killed it on Ghost Rider.
Like Yeah.
I think personally, Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man, killed Deodato's Marvel career.
You did.
Because, and it's
Well,
not like,
no, because he did that big run on New Avengers with Bendis too. Afterwards.
oh right, I forgot about that. No,
Yeah.
my apologies, Mike.
Yep.
My apologies.
Mm-hmm.
It could.
And I think he kicked off Dark Avengers.
Yeah, he did. It
Yeah.
could have killed. But see, that's
It
more.
could've.
That's more his speed, though.
Yeah.
You know, I also don't look fondly on that run in general. The Gray Goblin, fucking what's his face, the Norman Osborn, Gwen Stacy twins, Penance. Are you saying penis?
Penis. Yeah, that's how you pronounce it. Thanks, bud.
Penance. What's Penance? Which one's Penance? When I hear Penance, I'm thinking of like.
Remember when they made Speedball?
That's the one I was thinking
with
of.
The fucking spikes all over his head.
It wasn't. Yeah, and then but the worst part was it was all the spikes on the inside of the suit.
Yeah,
that's right because
so he could feel the pain.
Because he blamed himself for Civil War.
Yeah,
that's right. Because he and the New Warriors were the reason why Nitro destroyed that city block and then sparked the registration. Like, good God, man! Like
what?
Robbie Reynolds. Oh, he probably called himself Robert at that point. Yeah, Robert. I don't do Robbie anymore. No, I know. You're into the bleeding.
Yeah, the BDSM.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, so...
Yeah. Uprising!
Talk about that Uprising, right? That one was more you than me this time.
It really was.
But hey, I'll take it.
Yeah, we'll drop it. Yeah.
All right. So, this one, well, we mentioned it, directed and written by Stephen S. DeKnight. Co-writers Emily Carmichael, Kira Snyder, and T.S. Nowlin. Yeah, anyway. So, cast... Oh, sorry. Budget, $176 million. So, even smaller budget this time around.
Yep.
You could tell. And not like you could tell, like, big time. You're just kind of like... You could tell. You could tell. Yeah. Because the cast, that's the big reason.
The cast, too.
The cast, anyway, box office, $290.9 million. Starring John Boyega as Jake Pentecost, the son of Stacker Pentecost.
That was never mentioned before.
I was going to say, like, and I purposely made a point of listening.
Yeah.
And because when they showed the fucking picture of the three of them.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, cool. Cool. Yeah. Mako doesn't mention him once.
Not
like,
once.
Not even in passing. Like,
yeah, he walks up there
John doing?
Hi, big sister. Like,
yeah. Like,
nothing.
She doesn't, at no point in time when she's hanging out with Stacker does she go, hey, so what's John doing lately? That's it. John's just...
I don't imagine Stacker going around making babies when the world's come to an end.
All they had to do was just go, well, John's just being John.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Something.
I got to go do a motivational speech, so
yeah,
let's not talk about that.
Like, he didn't even bother going, hey, if I don't come back, tell my son I love him.
Yeah, at the very least. And not only that, he knew he was coming back.
Mako, tell John I love him.
Yeah, I love you, Mako. What about John? Who? Click.
Poor John.
Scott, not John. It's the writing.
Yeah, the writing. Yeah.
Scott Eastwood as Nate Lambert. I've never really been a big fan of Scott Eastwood. I've never really thought he was that good of an actor.
And here's the thing: still think the same.
But I can say he was okay in this.
Yeah.
Only because this
He's
part,
okay.
I was just like, this is where he seemed to channel his father more than anything else. But anyway, Jing Tian as Luan Chao, a businesswoman and technologist who joins the PPDC against the precursor emissary.
The PP.
Kaylee Spaney as Amara Nemani, who I really liked. I also liked the Scrapper Jaeger.
Mm-hmm.
That's where, like, because it was a single Jaeger and it was smaller and she was able to control it by herself, I was fine with that one moving fast. it fit the character.
Okay.
It fit also the design of the Jaeger.
Yeah.
Plus, I just thought it was kind of cool how she pieced it together herself.
Mm-hmm.
It's a stretch.
What we call them? Mary Sue's?
Yeah, it's one of those where I'm like
my issue with
before you say that, my issue with this is that like it was only until John got into the picture that they found her. But wouldn't they have been on her? Like, wouldn't she have been on their radar long before this? Like, I know she's a poor scrapper, but she's stealing Jaeger parts.
Yeah.
And putting a Jaeger together.
They should have been all over her.
Like, they can find people doing grow ops just by looking at the heat.
Yeah.
So they have the fucking plane goes over the forest, and then they go, wait a minute, there's a lot of heat being generated from this area here that looks like there's nothing here. Let's go underground. And then they find a grow op, but they couldn't. So, okay.
Drones don't exist in the future.
But they do, actually.
Not in this case.
But they get created later on in the movie. Anyway, so Renko Kikuchi as Mako Mori, she's back. And they established that the adopted older sister of Jake.
Yeah. She's just there to ride a helicopter and die.
Yeah. Bern Gorman returns, as we mentioned, as Herman Gottlieb, the scientist. Adria Arjona is Yules Rains, an officer. Most of these will just say officer. Max Zhang, Marshal Quan. Charlie Day returns as Dr. Newton Geisler. Wesley Wong, another Jaeger. Karen Brar is Ilya's partner. Bitch. But plays the exact same role as what's his face. She's the Iceman.
Oh yeah.
To
same thing all over again. Absolutely.
To Amari's Maverick. Just basically a bunch of people. There's so many, and like I'll say this. I liked the movie, but for a couple of reasons, and I think most of it is based on the fact that this was the first time I've ever seen it. I watched it immediately after I watched the second one, so it was like, well, not immediately. It was like Sunday. We watched. Sunday we watched Pacific Rim, and then that night I watched like an hour of Pacific Rim Uprising, and then I stopped it and restarted it on Tuesday. So last night.
Yeah.
And then I watched it all the way through. And the main reason why I liked it as much as I did was because I knew that it was essentially going to be Pacific Rim. So I knew that it was essentially going to be the same movie, slightly different, and they were going to push more of a kids aspect because how do you keep the franchise going, right? So I was able to look past a lot of there's scripting plot holes. Like we were just joking around. Plot holes already.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But one of the cool I liked how they continued the kaiju story though. I thought that was really really cool. The cast itself was good for what they were doing. The main thing I thought was this is a clear-cut case where when you have directors of differing capabilities, abilities, right? I'm not going to say that Stephen S. DeKnight or whatever his name is like a god-awful director. He's not anywhere close to Guillermo del Toro.
No.
So in regards to Guillermo del Toro, Guillermo del Toro is a director that can take the script that Pacific Rim Uprising was, and it would be a better film just because he directed it.
Yeah.
Even if he did nothing to change the script, the dialogue, or anything, it would be a better film just because of the way he directs, his eye, his creativity. But also, the reality is that if he was doing the sequel, he would have also done his movie.
Yeah.
So it would have been.
Yeah.
It would have been.
It would have been
better.
a lot different.
It would have been
Would
way
have been better. I know that Charlie Hunnam was on board, and he dropped out when they took it away from Del Toro. He was like,
"Is that why they didn't mention him?"
Probably.
Because even Mako doesn't mention
right
at all.
Not that she has much time to do anything.
No, it was nice to see her for 20 minutes.
It was nice to see her. I found that I watched this in the theater, and I didn't watch Pacific Rim 1 right before I watched it. So I enjoyed it, but didn't love it the first time.
Okay.
This time, I watched it back to back with the first, like right after the other. And that is a horrible mistake.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a steep drop off.
It's a steep drop, and my love for the first is insane.
Oh yeah.
So basically, what happened was Pacific Rim Maelstrom is getting made.
Do we have any idea of the plot?
I'm looking right now to see if I can find anything on it. Maelstrom focuses the revival of the Pan-Pacific Defense Corps and the Jaeger program. It takes place 5 years after the original film, whereas they jumped 10 years in this one.
I didn't like the 10-year jump.
I didn't like it either.
I thought it was too far.
It was way too far.
5 works better.
Especially regarding Newt's storyline. So you're telling me the precursors were just puppeteering Newt for a whole decade?
Yeah.
To get to this point? That seemed a little...
I know, I agree.
A little lengthy.
I agree. Story-wise, it's... story-wise, it's definitely, sub-tier.
Yeah.
But the one thing that really I had a problem with was taking Charlie Day serious as the bad guy. I could not do it.
I could not do it.
I love Charlie Day.
Yep.
I think he's really good at being Charlie Day.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily for him, he's been able to be Charlie Day in pretty much everything he's been, with the exception of a cinematic masterpiece that I also watched last night. I don't know if you've heard of it. Super Mario Brothers.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet, but I have heard of it. Yeah, good.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
Which is the only one that matters.
Of course.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome.
I loved every second of that movie.
Good.
Every
good
fucking second of that movie.
I gotta watch it.
I can't say anything bad about it at all.
We were gonna go watch it Sunday, and then I got the fucking migraine all day long.
Should have went anyway.
Yeah. Suck it up, bitch.
Honestly, no, it's not even long it off. Anyway.
Almost again.
That's what happens when you get that mindset.
Yeah.
You channel that mindset.
Once you get into that douche mode, it just...
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, I'm a reformed guy. I used to say words like that all the time. So
you're a reformed guy.
Reformed guy like that. I would
guy like that.
I would say that. That's gay.
We all said it.
Yeah, we all did. We're that generation.
It was a normal thing to say.
Yeah, I was like, that's gay. Now I'm just like, no, that sucks.
Yeah. So yeah, Uprising. There's stuff I like. The whole opening sequence I do like. My problem with having so many kids in this, which to me makes no sense, the world puts all their fucking faith into a bunch of children.
Oh, that was the other thing I was going to say.
Yeah.
Because they're kids.
Yeah.
And because we're 10 years removed from the first one,
mm-hmm.
Isn't it possible that they were able to make the mechs a lot more user-friendly?
Yeah.
So that instead of it just being like a chore, although don't get me wrong, I like that. I like that it looks like even in an Iron Man, Tony Stark. I like that Tony Stark is in fucking great shape.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, he's still walking around in a suit that weighs like a ton. Yeah. So he's got to move this suit around, and even though there's hydraulics and all this stuff, he'd still have to be like, do you really want to see a fat guy in a suit? No, right?
Fat guy in a little suit.
One of the things that I didn't notice at first, but then once I noticed it, I couldn't stop noticing it, was in the first one, they make a point of literally saying, left hemisphere, right hemisphere.
Yeah.
So you're only going to control the left side, and I'm only going to control the right side. So my left arm moves this left arm. Your right arm moves this arm. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
This one, they were moving both their arms.
Oh, yeah.
All the time.
They're all fucking karate chopping.
And I was just like, Okay, all right, but I agree with the kids aspect. I was like, why the kids?
Why the kids? I mean, they're like, oh, kids are easier to drift because of their young minds or something. But I was like, they were all adult pilots in the first movie.
Yeah.
There wasn't a child in sight.
And also, I don't know if you heard Stacker from the first movie.
Yeah.
But he said he brings 0 to the riff. So
yeah, 0.
And he was the oldest guy in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because the other guy died.
Yeah.
But still.
But still.
Well, he didn't die, but he couldn't.
Yeah.
Couldn't go on, but still, yeah. So the kid aspect, it was like you could tell. Like first and foremost, I'll say this: Maelstrom didn't have the kids aspect.
No.
And the studio was like, "We need kids for this franchise to work." And you're like, "Oh, you couldn't just make an animated movie?"
You know what really happened is John Boyega did The Force Awakens.
Yeah,
it was a huge hit.
Yeah.
And they said, "What do you want, Johnny?" And he said, "I want to do a Pacific Rim." And
then, I really hope that's not the
Del
case.
Toro was already doing the second and was like, "I can't fit this guy into it." So they said, "Okay, well, yeah, we're going to do yours."
I hope that's not the case. But
we're going to do what you want to do.
I'd also kind of like to look at the fucking executive.
Yeah.
That said, okay, so the guy that made us money on the first movie has got an idea, and it'll make us money.
Mm-hmm.
Because most of his movies have been profitable.
Yep.
Most of them. In fact, like I think, was it Crimson Peak? It didn't bomb.
It didn't bomb. I don't think it really made money.
It made money, but it didn't bomb.
I mean, like, he was still an Academy Award nominated director at this time. He hadn't won yet.
Yeah, but still. Yeah.
You know, like, he's a good fucking director.
That's some pedigree. They just wanted to save money. That's all it was. Save money and then put forth a movie that they can market to kids. That's really all it was. And it suffered because of it.
It really did suffer. It suffered the movement and the visual effects. I found with it being sunny and bright all the time, everything looked faker.
It goes back
easier
to
to hide that with the water and everything, right?
And also nighttime.
And nighttime.
We always talk about that. The night scenes, they almost always will do CGI, especially creature features. It's CGI at night, or there's like smoke, or there's something that can allow it to age better.
Yeah.
Although I will say I found it refreshing that the last battle
was all in the daylight.
Yeah.
I think almost every battle's in the daylight.
Yeah. Yeah, every single one.
Everyone
is. So I thought that was refreshing. The final final kaiju looked awesome.
I really liked it. Like
looked
class 5,
awesome.
1 class 5 and 2 class 4s, and then they all like combine.
That was super.
So it was
cool.
Like fucking super kaiju.
Super fucking cool.
Yeah, that was cool, and I will stick by that. That was really
that was awesome. And also, like I saw one of the complaints. They were like, the final fight scene takes forever, and I was like, yeah, I didn't think it took forever. I thought it was like perfect. Like it was the last chunk of the movie was all fight, but it was stages. Like I looked at it like an end boss, where you had your initial stage, and then and I was drawing this parallel when I was watching it. I was like, this is like fucking Shredder and the Ninja Turtles at the top of the roof, where like Mike's like, does someone want to tell him that we're the good guys? You know, like they can't beat him.
Yeah.
And then finally, Splinter shows up, or in this case, fucking Scrapper with Shao, and the rocket booster or Kaiju blood boosted thing. And then it's over, and I was like, "Oh, that's just like that." So like it reminded me of that, and that's probably why I liked it, because it drew a parallel for me.
Okay,
but
yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, like I mean,
I feel like they took a Del Toro movie and they gave the sequel to Michael Bay.
Yeah,
because this feels more Transformers than Pacific Rim.
Yeah, it does. It does.
It really does.
It does definitely.
Yeah.
But I mean, I enjoyed it for what it was, because I didn't expect it to be a Guillermo del Toro Pacific Rim 2.
I knew it was never going to be as good, obviously.
Yeah. So like, so it was one of those where it was better than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
So, like anything,
the fights were cool. The
fucking great.
The evil kaiju or Jaeger, that was cool. The two Jaegers going at it.
I thought that was. I also really liked the idea of the precursor getting through, like using Newt to essentially put kaiju brains in everything, like all the drones. And I was like, whoa, that's a fucking really cool idea to continue to, because the rifts close. So that's how they continue. And I was like, man, that's a great, that was a nice, really cool idea. But ultimately, ultimately, but I agree.
I got more negative. Like
10 years? What?
10 years? That was crazy.
And not one person could figure this out in the 10 years. It was only when this started happening, all of a sudden they're like, something's up with Newt.
Yeah.
Something's weird.
He's kind of different these days.
Yeah.
Not even Gottlieb knew anything.
Yeah.
Which is weird because he also drifted with the brain.
Yep. I know.
Together with Newt. They were together.
Yep.
Yeah. Just so everyone knows.
He
definitely got in that kaiju brain in the first movie.
Yeah, it's
the character. Yeah, my problem was with the characters. I hated that they basically took Michael Moray and killed her.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I was surprised, actually.
She was the hero of the first movie and then thrown away in a heartbeat.
I was surprised. I was not surprised that they killed her, but I was surprised how they did it. You're right. Yeah. Like, it was very just like
why even introduce this Lau? Like, that she could have easily did the thing at the end. She could have been running Scrapper at the end.
Yeah.
That would have been way cooler.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That would have been
sister coming to save her brother. Way cooler.
That actually would have been way cooler.
Yeah.
I would have been like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, out of all the young cast, Amara was the one I liked the most, but they also gave her the most time.
They did.
They were like, she was obviously the lead-in point.
And she's a good actress.
And yeah, she was a good actress.
Yeah.
Boyega's character, I didn't like, but it was hard to like.
It was hard to like him.
Because it was that thing where I was just like, yeah, but you're clearly the hero.
Yeah.
And you're clearly going to just suddenly get into the same role your dad was in.
Yeah.
Like, the second he's like, well, you probably knew my dad, and he was always into speeches. And I'm like, well, here's the fucking speech.
Adrian was watching it. She hadn't seen it before. She was watching it, and she's like, and he's narrating at the beginning, and Stacker was my dad. She's like, oh, cool. It's about his son and everything. And then he goes, but that's not me. And he's like in a party scene and shit. And she's like, oh, God.
Yeah.
It's one of these.
Yeah. I will say, though, like, at least when he started doing the speech, like, falling into the speech type thing, I like that they had Scott Eastman kind of look at him like, huh, see? So at least they were kind of, like, winking to the camera. So I was like, okay, all right. But, like, yeah, it's I'm saying positive things about it while also shitting on it. The reality is I'm never watching it again.
I'm not watching it again either.
Like, that's
and after watching it, I was like, why do I even own this? Like,
that's the crux of it. While I enjoyed it, it was one of those where I was like, okay, so I've seen it.
Where right now I'm saying, like, watch The Black. That's the sequel I wish we would.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch.
That's very kid focused too, but it's kid focused in a way that I can imagine Del Toro making it.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch it.
It's fucking cool.
I'm definitely gonna watch it.
Yeah, so I will easily watch that again. Uprising, I don't think I'll ever watch again. And it was just like what they did with the original characters really, really bugged me.
Also,
Herc Hansen. Why is Herc Hansen not around? He was fucking in charge of all this at the end of the first movie.
I don't.
Not even mentioned.
There's too many of those where you're just
it's
like,
weird. It's fucking weird.
Exactly. Like, if you're not gonna mention Raleigh, then don't have Mako show up.
Right.
Because immediately I go, well, what happened to Raleigh?
Yeah.
But they don't even mention it at all.
Not even mention it.
Like, you could even just say he's at home, you know, because of damages from being a Jaeger pilot for so long.
Yeah.
Right? Like, or whatever.
He'd be on the same meds that Stacker was on.
He aged out. Aged out. Whatever.
Yeah.
You know, and he doesn't want to become a bureaucrat like me. Whatever. Something. Don't make me go, okay, but what? And also, like, the prime thing is, don't introduce a fucking son to one of the main characters of the fucking movie and not even have him mentioned once in the first fucking movie.
I would have done much, much, much rather jumped 20 years down the line.
Yeah.
And have it about Riley and Mako's son.
Exactly. That's, you know.
And none of the original characters are there.
And the other part, this is still, like, it's funny. because I did enjoy the movie, but
Yeah.
I enjoyed it like on a popcorn level. That's how I enjoyed it.
You were liking it way more until I started talking.
No, because I was thinking about it too. Because I was like, the other part is, if it's been 10 years since a kaiju,
Yeah.
then what do you still need the mechs for?
Yeah.
What do you even need this division for at all?
Mm-hmm.
And then like even the whole thing where they're like, but the drones is gonna, you should have been shut down years ago anyway.
Yeah.
When's the last time a kaiju even like farted?
Yeah.
Ever.
It's not like they have to keep running to make it worth it. They're built. Just put them aside. Kaiju's ever come again, hop in them.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
but don't put your entire infrastructure around this division that is dead.
And there was a shit fucking ton of them.
Yeah. And then, of course, the whole drone plot line only makes sense until you think about it. And then you go, well, what do you need the drones for? There's no fucking kaiju.
Yeah.
But then they make the drones to do the kaiju. And you're like, okay, well, at least there's that.
So they're there just because of that.
Like, the precursors were in Newt's head to get them to create drones to put the kaiju brains in. You're like, okay, well, at least that somewhat makes sense. But the entire division, though, is still...
Right? I don't know. And then the fucking cliffhanger ending. Where we're not going to get a third movie now.
Wow.
So it's just like...
They thought they were sitting on a fucking pile of money.
You tell them we're coming for them. And it's just like, no, you're not.
They thought they were sitting on a pile of money, though.
Independence Day 2 had the same fucking ending. We're going to space to get them.
But again,
the
same scenario. They thought they were just sitting on a fucking pile of cash franchise.
Stop it!
But
with
they would
those
make
fucking
billions.
cliffhangers.
Like they would still be doing this with the piles of money. Just this is all for me, my precious. Yeah. But no.
Yeah.
But I will have to say, when he said that we're coming for you, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I would have actually liked the line better if it was either from Scott Eastwood, even though he was a bit player on this, or Amara. Like, if Amara said the line, I'd be like, that actually makes more sense. This guy that just showed up and all of a sudden he's like, even the fact that they found him and they're like, we want you to train these people. And it was like, why?
Yeah. Right? Why?
Doesn't he still reek like booze from the bender he was just on?
Scott Eastwood, what have you been doing? Have you not been trying to train
him?
Like,
if I'm Scott Eastwood and they bring this, Pentecost son in, dry him out, and then go, he's going to train the new people, I'd be like, cool, I quit. Because
he has that name, he's training them?
Obviously, I'm a shit trainer. But,
yeah.
I never once, to be fair, I said I enjoyed the movie, but I never said it was a great movie.
Yeah.
And you can enjoy a movie and shit all over it. Because I had no emotional attachment to this movie.
Right.
Okay? If I grew up watching this movie and loving this movie and then rewatching it, and then this would be different. I'd be like, this is fucking bullshit because of this and this and this. Like it was a movie. It was an attempt.
It was a movie.
It was an attempt at continuing at creating a franchise.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
They had some things that were a step in the right direction. The precursor plot with Newt, I thought, was crazy cool that they fucking got in there.
Yeah.
And that's how they were going to continue.
Yeah, it was weird too. He's like to Gottlieb, when are you going to come over? I want you to meet Alice. And he gets home and it's a fucking brain. He was like, oh.
Yeah, that part, I was just like, okay. Oh. All right.
Cool.
Okay. I did like how he was trying to look like Ron Perlman, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got a kick out of that. I was looking and I was hoping that he had
to show the shoes.
But he didn't. Although the bits on his collar I thought was a nice touch, the gold pieces. But again, it was just like, it was Charlie Day trying like being angry. Like it reminded me of when Charlie was taking D's vitamins and he didn't realize they were steroids. So he's just sitting there and he's just seething with rage, and she's like losing her shit because she just found out that he's been he's like, I've been eating your vitamins, And I was like, even then I'm crying because it's just so fucking funny. And I was like, well, I mean, I can't take you seriously. But to be fair, I think out of the entire group in that show, Glenn Howerton's the only one that I could take seriously as a straight, like I could actually go, I could buy him as a crazy person. As a psycho that would want to cut you up in little pieces. and put you in a box, a glass box, that you would display on your mantle.
Oh man, that's fucking funny.
Take your skin and turn you into luggage. Do you have luggage made out of skin? Of course I don't have luggage made out of skin, you bitch. You haven't even thought about the smell.
Oh man, it's so good.
And then of course it goes from that to like, don't you guys want to get off? There's just something about moving around in another man's skin to just, I don't know, get off. Like that one you're pretending to be that other dude.
Yeah.
Don't you guys want to get off with me? And they're just like, oh, okay, sure.
Oh man.
Well, if he's dead, then who's this guy? Oh, just a couple of guys who got off. Did you just get off? Oh yeah, 3 times. When he pointed at me, that was really good. You're like, it's the funniest fucking show ever.
Oh fuck, I love that whole Ireland.
Was it Tears for Charlie? That's right.
Yeah,
Tears for Charlie. That episode's great.
Oh,
the whole show. So to recap,
that's Uprising.
Pacific Rim, fucking amazing. 5 Christians out of 5. Pacific Rim Uprising, I'm giving it 2.5 Christians out of 5, which is a pretty bad rating. And it's earned. They earned that rating. Yeah. They definitely earned that rating. They surprised me with some of the things that they did that were cool, but they really surprised me with a lot of the things that they did that were not cool, borderline stupid. Most of it head scratching. I felt like they were hoping that you heard of Pacific Rim but never actually watched it.
Right? Yeah.
So you were like, oh, it's a sequel for that other movie with the things and the robots. Yeah, I'll watch this. Sure. Cool. That first movie sounds awesome, though. Don't watch it? Okay.
Yeah, we'll just watch.
But seriously, only watch Pacific Rim and Pacific Rim Black. Do not watch. Maybe watch Uprising. But
watch Uprising. It's worth it. It'll make you appreciate the first one even more.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's 100%. It really will. That's 100%. It actually will really make you lament that there's no more movies coming out after that. But anyway,
So
that's that.
We'll wrap it up with
Wrap it up.
So, do you want a Pacific Rim 3?
I do, but only if it's Guillermo del Toro.
100%.
And Ron Perlman.
And I don't think he would do it now because he's picking up from someone else's story. And
No. If we do it, actually, you know what? I'm going to say no to a Pacific Rim 3, but yes to a Pacific Rim 2 Maelstrom.
Yeah.
Where we reboot the whole thing.
The whole fucking thing.
And only it's like Superman Returns, where they acknowledge that Superman 1 and 2 happened. They don't acknowledge Superman 4. 4 happened.
That's what I want.
So that's how you do it. You slot it in as the 3rd movie, but it's really the 2nd because it
can take place 5 years after the first.
That's right.
And it can continue in Uprising. I still won't watch Uprising.
Purposely ended on a way that rewrites, negates the need for that movie. So
wipe it away.
No to Pacific Rim 3, but yes to Pacific Rim Maelstrom.
Nice. I agree.
Okay. All right.
And the last one is a heavy one.
Okay.
All right. Are you at the place you're now at that you thought you'd be at 10 years ago?
In some ways, yes, but in some ways, no. Some ways, yes, in the sense that I've got a stable job, I'm married, I'm happy, and I'm in relatively good health.
Yeah.
In some ways, no. Well, I'm not a stand-up comedian / actor.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm also of the age now where I realize that everyone that's in Hollywood knew somebody in Hollywood.
Yeah.
I was never going to get, like, the way it was set back then, I was never going to get to Hollywood. I have a better shot now.
You do.
With this show.
You could.
Doing what we do.
You could do it.
I have a better shot now.
We could have the Mercier stand-up hour every week.
We could. But it's true. Like, I have a better shot now than I do then. So yes and no.
I'm about the same. I'm probably not the place I thought I'd be at, but then I also didn't really know where I'd be at. I had dreams of where I'd like to be at, but they were high dreams. And I didn't think I'd reach them. I'm going to say probably not. Probably not.
Okay.
Simply because 10 years ago we were wrapping up Quiver and everything, and I honestly thought that was going to be my calling card, and I could get into writing and shit.
Right.
I didn't see myself being like a fucking warehouse bitch still. Yeah, my age now.
Manager warehouse bitch.
Manager warehouse bitch. Yeah.
Or is it manager bitch to the warehouse?
I just call myself overpaid grunt.
Yeah.
That's what I go with.
Yeah. I'm sure they love that when you say that.
Yeah, I'm just overpaid grunt.
But then again, they also forget to cut checks from you.
Yeah.
So
fucking rights. So, no, but I'm also not disappointed where I'm at because there's a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, that's kind of what's trying to get at to the yes and no answer, in the sense that, like, no, I'm not a stand-up comedian or an actor or anything like that, but I'm not unhappy with where my life is. Yeah. Because you never really know.
It could always be better, but it could always be a lot worse. So.
Yeah. And also with, like, for guys like us, where we wrestle with mental health issues, like depression is the big one for me and for you as well.
Oh yeah.
Anxiety to a degree, but it's depression for me is the biggest one.
Yep.
And I mentioned that, like, when I was saying, like, I watch BoJack and Daredevil when I'm really depressed. And it's funny because, like, one of the reasons why I watch Daredevil though is because he gets out of the depression. Yeah. So by the end of the third season, he's out of it. He's in a better place, but you can see that he's also, like, more cognizant and he's going to work towards it. BoJack is the opposite end, where he doesn't get any better. Yeah. So it's just like, do you want to end up this way or do you want to end up this way? Right. Yeah. And I kept replaying in my head because I don't want to make it sound like it's a dark thing, because I enjoy both shows, but I do tend to gravitate towards them when I'm wrestling with it. Right. Okay. Yep. So if you hear me saying, like, I'm watching Daredevil again, you don't necessarily have to go, is everything okay? Yeah. You know, do you feel powerful? You don't have to reach out and just. Oh, really? Yeah. You don't have to reach out or anything, but, like, at the same time, you might want to just be like, okay, there might be some shit. Cool. That might be like a heads up type of thing. Heads up. Yeah. If I start training like I'm gonna fight crime at night, then you step in and go, okay, look, buddy. When are we going out? Yeah. Yeah. But of course. Pull off my onesie there. That's right. That's right. When are we gonna do this? Let's go. What's it? Cock Puncher and Blunt Man and Chronic. Yeah. And they fight Cock Puncher. Cock Puncher. Played to perfection by not necessarily a good actor. Let's clean up these Thunder Bay streets better than Vampiro. Yeah. Yeah. He's doing a real bang up job. Yeah, he's doing a great job. I think he quit. He was like, Mexico is easier than this shit. The rumor was he had to leave Mexico. We had to. That's hearsay conjecture. This isn't anything I heard from him specifically, so I can't. You guys aren't talking terms anymore? I never even spoke to him. Oh. To be honest, and, like, this is one of those, like, it's no offense to him or anything. Yeah. He never really did anything to me specifically, but I was never a fan of Vampiro, like, as a wrestler. I wasn't either. I was like, oh, it's cool that he's from here. Yeah. Around here. But I've never been one of those guys that's like, oh, you got to root for them because they're Canadian. Well, you got to root for them because they're Ontarian. You got to root for them because I was never one of those guys. And I remember the first time I actually said it was somebody's like, but you got to like him. He's from Thunder Bay. And I was like, well, I was never born here, A. And B, I don't care where you're from. Like, if I don't like you, then it doesn't matter. And I liked his look. I thought he looked, like, really cool. And also, I like the Misfits. So it's like, okay, that's cool. Yep. I just wasn't really a huge fan of his style. And, you know, I won't take anything away from him. Like, if Jericho says he was like the Hulk Hogan, like he was on the Hulk Hogan level in Mexico. Oh yeah. I'll believe it, and I'll go, okay, fine. Like, fucking, and I could see it, but no, not for me. That's crazy to imagine. But the flip side is I've not heard any wrestler that worked with him that has said a good thing about him. It's always like he's a fucking liar and he'll fucking stab you in the back. Really? Yeah. Yeah, and even the few times that he would come into the old place of business, apparently they're like, this is where, like, they would say, like, he talks like he's gonna buy stuff, but he never really does. So take that as you will.
Sounds like he's from Thunder Bay.
He's definitely from Thunder Bay.
I know some vampiros.
Yeah. But they're everywhere. It's not just
they're
Thunder Bay.
everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Yeah.
They're called fucking entitled douchebags.
Yeah. Yeah. Indeed.
Yeah. They wear polos and they don't play polo.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
Posers.
Did I say I have 2 of those?
Yeah.
2 of those polo shirts? I do.
One for the afternoon, one for the evening.
Yeah, or it's just one for the next day of the week.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's about that.
That's it. That's Pacific Rim episode. I'm happy we finally did it.
So am I. I
was like, hey, it's 10 years this year. Let's
some of these
do it.
Some of these we do them, and I'm always like they're on my list, but like sometimes the list is so long.
It's a huge list
that you end up forgetting, and then you get to them, and you're like, "Oh yes, that's right."
And then you go to the new movies that push the old ones down the list further.
Yeah. I'm pretty pumped. I can't wait for you to see Super Mario, so we can do that Camcast. Honestly,
I think we should do a double Camcast with Mario, the new one and the old one.
Yes, 100%, because I remember when we watched it as a kid. I remember wanting to like it.
Yeah.
But because it was so not the cartoon, like the cartoon or the video game, it was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
And then I remember watching it again, like when I was a bit older, but it was still just like, fuck, like, goddamn. Whereas now, I think with the headspace that I'm in, and also just because I'm like fucking 40, I think I'll watch it and be like, I see what they were trying, because obviously they were just trying to update it, make it more modern, for more like audiences. But that's exactly the opposite of what this movie's done, and they just basically said like no, it's Mario. Yeah, I'll say this about the Super Mario Brothers movie, and this will be the only thing I'll talk about. I'll mention before we actually do the Camcast is you could have played every single Mario Brothers game, or played 0 Mario Brothers games. Watch this movie, and I feel like you're gonna like this movie.
Yeah. That's great. I know I'm going to love it. I'm definitely going to watch it.
I was laughing almost the entire movie.
Yeah.
They did some really cool things with Mario. Actually, with all the characters. All the main characters. They did really cool things with all the main characters. Of course, the cast is like fucking unreal.
Crazy.
Like unreal, this
crazy cast.
And even the fact that they actually do have, like, everyone was shitting their pants over Chris Pratt not voicing Mario when the voice actor, could still do it. He's in the fucking movie. Did you know that? He's actually in the movie. He's in the fucking movie.
Just like a one-scene cameo, or like a role that continues throughout?
I'm not going to tell you. You got to watch the movie.
All right.
But he's in.
But it sounds like Game Mario when he's in it. Game Mario.
I know. I was like,
that really sounds like Gay Mario.
Does it sound like Gay Mario? Well, no, because he wasn't like, it's a me, I'm Mario. I don't
How are you doing?
That's the only way that you can actually.
It's a me, I'm Mario.
All right, okay. Look, if you anyone that's part of the LGBTQ plus, two spirits. I think I missed A. Apologize. If this is the first time ever watching us, watch more episodes to get context.
Oh man,
you may not believe this. I don't want to call myself an ally just because I feel like it's weird to proclaim myself an ally.
It's fucking weird.
But like, I have no issues with anyone that isn't.
You do your thing.
I hate piece of shit assholes. They come in all shapes and sizes, genders, and sexualities. So I don't discriminate.
Colors, textures, whole nine.
Especially textures.
Yeah.
Speaking of textures, the animation in Super Mario Brothers, it's the best thing I've seen.
Oh, the fucking trailers blew me away.
The texture on Bowser, the texture on the mushrooms. The textures, I was like looking at them like, I feel like I could touch these things, and I can't. Like, it's a fucking TV show, but whew. 5 Chris 5 Chris.
5.
I've already rated it before the review. I've already rated it 5 Chris. It's fucking awesome.
So it ties the 90s one for you.
We'll see. We'll see on the rewatch. I feel like I'll be looking at it 3 to 4 Chris heads on that one.
I think I'm still going to enjoy it.
I feel obviously I'm going to enjoy it.
I loved it when I was a kid, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I remember watching it when I was like in high school and remember shitting on it in high school, but I think it was because you're in high school.
Yeah.
Right. So you're just shitting on things and it's not cool and new and
Mm-hmm.
But I also think like if they released this Super Mario Brothers when we were in high school, I think we would have like, nah, I don't know. I probably would.
I'm very excited about the idea of Nintendo doing a fucking universe now with Illumination.
Wow, I mean,
because this is huge. It's over $1 billion already.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, first of all, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
For a sequel. Like, you can bang out at least 3 to 5 movies.
Oh, easily. You can have Super Mario's. You could do Luigi
on its own. Just the Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
You could do at least 5 movies on its own.
Yeah.
You could definitely spin off Luigi for sure.
Donkey Kong.
100%.
Toad could have his Captain Toad movie.
Honestly, like...
There's a lot just there.
And then on top of that, if, like...
They do The Legend of Zelda.
First of all, this is the best... video game movie ever.
Yeah. There's
nothing better than this right now.
Yeah.
Until Super Mario Brothers 2 comes out.
Yeah.
Which
seriously, I'm so stoked to think of like Super Mario Brothers 2, Legend of Zelda, Metroid, Star Fox,
Metroid. Oh shit!
And check it out. We bring them all together. Super Smash Brothers.
I was never really a fan of the game, but
the movie will change your mind.
We'll see. But yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, right?
You're fucking right. You're fucking right.
Fucking right.
Fucking right.
Yoshi.
I want to talk more about Super Mario. Like, I want to talk about so much.
All right. Well, fuck. I better get watching this movie then.
So, well, I mean...
There's a lot coming out, though.
We got... Now.
What do we got coming out?
There's
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Yep.
Then there's The Flash, which is probably going to be awesome.
We'll do Flash. Yeah.
It's probably going to be awesome.
Yeah.
There's Indiana Jones 5.
Right, that's into June. We haven't done any of the indies, so I guess we'll do a...
We'll have to... Oh, that's... You know what?
We're gonna have to do all the indies if we're gonna do number 5.
We're gonna have to do all the indies.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's
we're gonna
cool.
do all the indies.
Cool. Well, because, I mean, after that, like, now it's just, like, cool sci-fi movies. Superheroes are pretty much done until Captain Marvel.
Yep.
In November, and that's when we'll do The Tale of Two Marvels Part 2. I haven't watched Shazam yet.
I still haven't watched it.
And I was like, maybe I'll do it.
I'm gonna fucking wait right to the fucking bitter end.
I think that's what I'm gonna do too.
Okay, I watched the Marvels. I guess I'm gonna watch this.
Yeah. My reaction is probably gonna be like, the Marvels was about as good as I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
And now I gotta watch fucking Shazam 2.
Do this.
Speaking of like MAGA. Good old Zachary Levi.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if he's quite the MAGA part, though. Like, Dixon is. Dixon is 100%. But...
Oh, you can still be a piece of shit without being MAGA.
Yeah, but he is one of those, like, piece of shit anti-vax.
What up, Zachary Levi? Dickhead.
Hey, Kevin Sorbo. Right back at you, you fucking dickhead.
Yeah.
He surprised me, actually.
That one hurt my heart, because I loved Sorbo growing up. I met Sorbo in 2011 at New York Comic Con. We talked for about 10 minutes. I was like, oh, man, Sorbo rules. He's from Minneapolis.
He seemed like such a cool dude.
He was talking to me about Thunder Bay. I used to go down there and play football. And we were chatting. It was awesome.
I liked Hercules. Yeah. I liked the Andromeda.
Yeah.
I loved that show.
Call the Conqueror.
Oh!
Yeah.
And then
he went crazy.
Yeah, then he went nuts. It's like, I don't know.
It's a shame.
Maybe if you're a celebrity, don't go on social media.
Yeah, just stay off it.
Also, just because you're famous doesn't mean that your viewpoint means anything.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You know, like, like I said, we all have opinions and we all have this, but just state it as an opinion. Just go, in my opinion, and then leave it at that.
Yeah. Your opinion can mean something to you.
But I do love that Lucy Lawless just jumps on him every time. He opens his mouth. She's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Oh, shut the fuck up. I love Lucy Lawless.
Gets in there
I think
that's another one.
She's normal.
Who ages. Like, or doesn't really.
Oh,
age.
Man.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Just seems...
I want to see what Renee looks like now that used to play Gabriel. Because I had the hots for her like crazy. Oh.
Well, let's just find out. But I also had a crush on her too. Just
I had such a huge crush on her. Holy fuck!
That's a show they keep talking about remaking too.
No.
So Renee O'Connor. Well, you know what?
Mm-hmm. Hey, still pretty good. Should be what, around 50, I guess. Ah, fuck, she's still hot. She's still hot. God damn.
It doesn't quite look like if you like. It's unfortunate that you do this because it's like eclipsed, just totally eclipsed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But
yes.
Yeah. But anyway, so as always, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. We appreciate that you guys are continuing to subscribe and you're liking.
We're over 800 now.
Smashing the like button.
800.
Over 800. Like, we couldn't literally have done it without you guys. So thank you so much.
It's amazing.
I can't tell you how much we appreciate it. Like I said in our last Camcast.
I'm mind blown. We've gone up 500 in about 3 months.
Like I've said in the last Camcast, the fact that we could do this for a living actually seems like a possibility in the next couple of years, which is fucked up.
Yeah.
Just fucked up.
I would love to fucking do this.
That's all I want.
Just travel.
That's all I want now.
Just travel the convention circuit.
Interview. Like, get movies in advance copies.
Yeah.
Like have comic companies reach out to us to review their comics.
Bring it.
Like all that stuff.
Yeah.
especially
and I'm gonna keep pushing.
Especially once I get like in this groove of pushing out review content and all that, like fucking. Because at some point, I'm gonna end up doing like music reviews.
Yeah.
Fucking video game reviews. Like it's all
It's all the geek life.
It's
all of it.
Yeah, geek life.
The geek life.
Geek life for real, yo.
Mm-hmm.
No regrets. But
so thank you guys. We love you all.
We love you so much. We love that you see us here on YouTube. We love that you look at us on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter.
You say Twitter?
I think I did say Twitter. I said, okay, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. That's
it.
Yeah, that's it. That's right.
Okay,
And then, of course, you hear us on the podcasts, on the Apple, Google Podcasts, the SoundClouds, the Audibles, and
Spotify.
On Spotify.
Yeah.
I was going to forget that one, so good call.
Well, there you go.
Good call. Thank you.
GeekPantsMedia.com.
And
you were there too?
We're everywhere.
We're everywhere.
We're everywhere and nowhere at the same
your ear
time.
holes and your eye holes.
I can't help what he says. He says things. I say things. Yeah. He can't help what I say. But in this particular case, I don't stand with him on this one. He said it. Actually, that's not true. I back you up.
You back me up?
I'll back you up on everything. I said in the beginning.
I thought you would bite someone for me.
I was just going to say, I said I would
bite someone for you. And then back it off right away.
First shot, I was
right
like,
away.
No, I'm not even going to nibble.
You're on your own.
I'm not
You're
even
on your own.
Nibble. No. Well, to be fair, I dropped the F-bomb like 5 times this episode.
Yeah, so not even the fuck bomb. The other F-bomb.
No.
It's all right. I made fun of Game Mario, so we're good.
Oh, yeah. Well, we love you. If we haven't been canceled by China, and we'll see you next time.
China. Saudi Arabia, too.
I don't know if we're quite there yet, but China seems to be very petty.
China, yeah.
They seem very petty.
They might be big Frank Miller fans.
They might. It's not even just to clarify, it's not even Frank Miller. It's just the reaction to that tweet.
Yeah,
that Mark guy.
Fucking reaction was hilarious.
That Mark guy, he was like offended.
Whoa, I know.
It's like you punched his dad.
I know.
And his dad was Frank Miller.
Hey, dude, I know you're on strike right now, but really? Fuck.
Plus, the fact that you have the blue check mark really
fucking tickled him wrong.
You know the best part is? You didn't fucking pay for it. It was free.
Yep. Thanks, Elon.
And then that's the other part that he threw in the Elon thing.
Yeah,
it's just like, you're the guy who's Elon standing.
Yeah.
Because you're still on Twitter. I haven't been on Twitter like in years. And I'm thankful for that.
Yeah.
Thankful.
You don't know what you're missing.
The only time I'm on Facebook now really is to check in to see with some of my friends and family, and then also to check in with Remember the 90s.
Oh yeah.
I sent you an invite for that.
I see their updates.
Because my buddy, Scott, who runs that channel or Facebook
group page.
The group page, yeah.
Yeah.
I worked with him at Sears, and
Okay.
And I love it because it's like he'll show a picture of something. I actually submitted some myself.
Yeah.
I did I did Dirty Works.
Nice.
And I wrote the thing, and it was like my impression of Norm Macdonald. It's like, did you see this movie Dirty Works with that Norm Macdonald? Dirty Works?
Directed by that Bob Saget.
I was like, that Artie Lang guy? You see that movie, Dirty Work? And I'm like giggling as I wrote this. Because like I threw it out to him. I said, you got to do Dirty Work. He's like, why don't you do it? And I was like, oh, sure, I'll do it. So yeah, so I'm supporting that channel. That's pretty much it. I check in to see some family, but I like first thing I do is that fucking group. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I got some stuff here there and the other thing, but that's the one. Yeah. So Scott Osadik, I know you haven't seen this channel, but here's to you. Here's to remember the 90s.
We remember the 90s, and we're happy you do too.
Yeah, I'm like looking at it. I'm like, why aren't we best friends? Because he's like listing like thing after, and I'm like, yes, like the whole time. I'm like, fuck, man, this is awesome. The only thing is he's into sports. That's the only thing that actually, you know what? Fuck off, guys. Get out of here. We're out. Get out. Sports. I could talk all night. We're done.
Bye.
Later's on the Menjay. That's what we say.
Oh yeah, right. I'm supposed to go over here and to this spot, and then go to this outro right here. Yeah.
These pancakes are delicious.